What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Casually Chelsea show on the day of the first preseason game of the season, which most of you are probably going to be asleep for. Some of you might stay awake for, and some of you probably don't care. But I am your host, Marshalldbdx, accompanied by Ladimus Prime and Oliver. We got a lot to talk about today, and we're going to start off with a banger. But before we get into it, ladies and gents, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit this like button so you help us out with the algorithm. We are on our way to 3K, so it would help us out tremendously if you did subscribe and hit the like button. Be sure to hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Be sure to check out the links in the description below for more content. Leave a comment in the down below if you watching this in the future or doing it to pass time, and let us know your thoughts on everything. And then last but not least, check out the membership because we have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And to really kick things off, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it, guys. Chalobah being forced out of the club. It's the talk of the town. Everyone is going crazy over this. I'll share my 2 cents on the whole situation, and then we'll get the rest of the panel's thoughts on it as well. But to start things off, let me open up with this first tweet, and I have a few more tweets I probably have to add to it that I have to check. But other than that, let's check on these first tweets. I did this last night, so we should be pretty much up to date with this. But let's start off with this first one right here. Let me zoom in for you guys so you can see what the hell I'm even talking about. Breaking: Trevoh Chalobah has not been taken with the first team on the USA preseason tour. We'll talk about who was and who wasn't taken afterwards on the show. But for now, we'll start off on this topic since we in the panel already were itchy to talk about it. Let's go ahead and continue on. This is happening as the club tries to force out club tries to force out Trevoh Chalobah, essentially. Coming from the Chelsea spot, which I know nothing about. Apparently, they're reliable. I don't give 2 rats' asses. We're just reading this, right? Chelsea told Trevoh Chalobah to stay home and not travel for preseason. Tough call, but club feel squad is heavy with Wesley Fofana, Axel Disasi, and Tosin Adarabioyo in that position. That's coming from Fabrizio. We also have here, Enzo Maresca has been strict on the numbers he wishes to take to the United States for preseason. We continue on. Despite playing a full part in preseason training under Enzo Maresca at Cobham this month, Trevoh Chalobah is now expected to seek a permanent move away from Chelsea this summer transfer window, according to Liam Toomey. Then we have here from Ed Aarons. Trevoh Chalobah is understood to have been left shocked by his exclusion, having started training under Enzo Maresca. He's determined not to rush his next move and will weigh up any opportunities for a permanent move. His camp is disappointed. We also have here, which this didn't zoom in for whatever reason, Trevoh Chalobah is really disappointed and sad about the situation. He thought he did his best for Chelsea in the second part of last season after coming back from injury. Let's be honest, it was more of the final third part of last season. He wasn't even available for the whole entire second half. Well, we continue on. Justin, Chelsea have set a price tag on Chalobah of 30 to 35 million pounds. Already, there's been interest from 3 Premier League clubs and clubs abroad playing in Europe, according to Fabrizio. And then I believe this is the last one on Chalobah. Oh, no, we have more. Manchester United hold genuine interest in Chalobah. Newcastle have discussed him, and Dortmund and AC Milan are clubs to watch as well. West Ham and Crystal Palace also interested in Trevoh Chalobah. And then lastly, we have here, no clubs have yet come in for Trevoh Chalobah, and the player is open to leaving if the right opportunity arises, coming from CMC reports. So, clubs interested, no bids officially made, nothing official or offers being made. But I will say this on the Chalobah situation. I know everyone's going crazy about the situation. For the most part, everyone pretty much is in agreements that it's not so much that Chalobah is leaving the club. It's more so how the club is going about doing it. Now, my 2 cents on this. I like Chalobah. If it were up to me, I would keep him. I think based on the few games that we did see last season, there is a player there that has improved from the player we saw under Tuchel or Potter. Definitely improved from the player who made his debut under Tuchel for Chelsea. However, I am not going to pretend that we can't improve on Chalobah. I'm not going to pretend that he is better than all the center backs that we have. You could say he's better than some of them. You could argue, and I say argue, that he's better than Axel Disasi, yet Axel Disasi was available for all of the season, barring maybe 1 or 2 games. But there's always the argument to have. I don't like that people are now harassing Axel Disasi because of this, because let's also not pretend that Trevor Chalobah was touted to be sold since last summer. Let's not pretend that Chalobah didn't have time and an opportunity to seek out another club. Let's not pretend. Thank you. I was just about to say, let's not pretend that Chalobah didn't turn down Nottingham Forest when Forest came in with a bid for him. You know, Trevor, I respect the fact that he tried to fight for his spot. Obviously, any player that's a fan of Chelsea, which he is, wants to fight for his spot in the team. But you got to have a contingency plan. You got to understand that last season, you didn't have a good season. Let's call a spade a spade. Last season, he was injured for 2/3 of the season. He didn't come back until maybe the final 10 games of last season, where things started to improve a little bit under Pochettino. But he was unavailable for most of the season. Real quick, let me just land, and you can go for it. I think Chalobah's a good center back. I think he potentially be a really good center back. But I'm not going to pretend that I didn't see this coming. Now, I don't like the way he's being treated. I think he could have gone to the preseason tour. I think we could have left Akyompong or whoever else behind and did without it. Like I don't care to see what a potential youth that we're going to loan out anyways or still have under U20s does in preseason. If anything, it could have boosted Chalobah's asking price. I don't know. You could make the argument that maybe Chelsea really do want to sell him. They want to make sure he doesn't get hurt or injured. But then again, I mean, you're bringing Broja on the tour with you, and you want to sell him too. You're not saying you're not going to bring Gallagher, even though Gallagher's another player you want to sell too. So there's a lot of counterproductive, it just goes against their best interest. There's a lot of hypocrisy in this. I just don't like that they're freezing him out. I'd rather just bring him to the preseason tour, see what he does. It doesn't hurt anyone. I think this is unfair for someone who hasn't complained, hasn't put up a fuss, just put his head down and played and got through everything. Went through the fucking hellhole that was Mauricio Pochettino. Didn't say a damn thing and did nothing but just a servant of the club. So I'm not trying to compare both players. Aspie, who was here for a while, even Thiago Silva, who were here for a while, left on professional terms, didn't put up a fuss or anything. And we treated them pretty well in terms of how they left the club. I think you can do the bare minimum the same for Chalobah. No, but that's my 2 cents on the situation.
Marshall.
I'm listening.
Marshall. Let's not like have some damn respect. Let's not compare Trevor Chalobah to Cesar Azpilicueta and Thiago Silva.
I literally just said I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying the way we respected how they left.
I just want the same respect for Chalobah.
I'm not comparing them, but I'm comparing them. Let's not do this for one. 2, all you guys crying about Chalobah going, when he leaves, you can go with him. Good riddance to this guy. This guy's an average centre back at best, at any elite level club, elite level team that's competing for titles and in the Champions League on a regular basis. He does not start in. He's a squad player for them at best. He doesn't make City's squad. He doesn't make Arsenal squad. He doesn't make Real Madrid squad. He doesn't make PSG, Bayern Munich, any of the elites in Europe. Doesn't even make Liverpool squad. Man United are linked to buy him, but does he start for Man United? No. Probably. No, there's no probably about it.
If they get the lit, no, probably not. But
he doesn't. They've just signed Euro. He doesn't start over Euro. I don't care. This guy does not start. All these big sides. Bayern wanted him last January. Who did they sign? Eric Dyer.
That is true.
We all laughed when they signed Dyer, right? But yet they wanted Chalobah, and you guys all thought that was okay. Chalobah is not a quality centre back. He's nowhere near our best centre back. He's not better than Colwell, who I have question marks on Colwell. I think he's very overhyped, but he's not better than Colwell. He's not better than Badiashile. He's not better than Fofana. He's not better than Tosin. He's not better than the Sassy. I don't care what everyone says. The Sassy played half the season as either at centre back or as fullback. He's not better than the Sassy.
Big up Will for the $1.90. The dollar. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
Oh, big up Will.
Yeah, big up Will for the £1.99 super chat. This club are going to make me crash out. LOL.
If you crash out, then good for you. Anyways, no, like this, he's an average center back, guys. I don't get why. And everyone that's attacking the Sassy, well, if Chalobah could have stayed fit at the start of last season,
thank you,
wouldn't have needed to buy the Sassy.
That's exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
At this point, it's Chalobah's fault.
Well, let's have it right.
We don't rate Chalobah. We wanted him sold last summer. I don't get why this fan base you praise these average centre backs. But when Frank Lampard sold Tomori back in January 2021, no one complained but me. I was the only one that complained about it. No one spoke on it. But you guys will complain when it's Chalobah or when it's Gallagher or when it's Mount. You complain about these average players when it's Callum Hudson-Odoi. Get over it. Our academy is vastly overhyped. If we're producing academy products like Chalobah is not going to end up being a KDB for us. You know what he's going to be? He's going to be an Ampadu. Where is Ampadu right now? At Leeds?
He's actually doing pretty well.
He's at Leeds. He's in the championship. I don't care how well he's doing. He's in the championship. He can't get out of the championship.
By the way, you talk about injuries. Why would not do this to Fofana, who's never really played for 2 seasons for Chelsea?
Because they rate Fofana.
They rate him, but he never plays.
Like, okay, hold on.
Hold on.
They all last season either.
If we put Fofana on the transfer list right now, I guarantee you big clubs would actually want him. No big club wants Chalobah unless it's to be a
Man United's a big club.
Man United have been a mess for a decade.
They're a big club now.
Man United have been a mess for a decade, for one, and two, he's not starting over.
And Bayern Munich wanted them last season as well, but
he's not starting over Lenny Yoro. Like, people need to realize no big team would want Chalobah unless to be a backup.
Well, we don't know who's actually a star of that team.
Oliver,
what's happened? Chalobah actually hit it off at Man United and actually became one of their best centre backs. So
Chalobah would not. If Chalobah is Man United's best centre back, Man United don't make top 6.
I said one of them.
If he was to become one of Man United's best centre backs, they don't make top 4. They don't make Champions League football.
All right.
We've seen it at Chelsea.
I actually think Chalobah's not much different to most of our centre backs. I think on the ball he's one of our best as a centre back.
Okay.
He is.
Hold on.
One of our best, not for Fofana or something maybe, but like I think he's better than Sassy on the ball. Not Colwell on the ball. Though.
But literally, what you just said. But wait, Chris. Literally, what you just said, or at least the way I interpreted, is that essentially Chalobah and the rest of our centre backs are pretty much on par. They're all equal in level. No one's really better than the other.
Yeah. I think Fofana's probably.
But that's
him.
that
right
there
is.
Is.
Centre back, but he's
oh my god, dude. Well, okay, listen. All right, for two things I want to address. Right, Badiashile at his best is twice the player than Chalobah. I'm sorry, he could. Badiashile, when at his best, which we haven't seen. All right, I agree with you. We haven't seen. Now he's up in the air whether or not he's actually that center back. Right, but when he came in, the season prior to the one that just passed with Graham Potter, this guy cooked. He had the passing from the back, the calmness in the back, was able to tackle, and was solid in the back. That was something that Chalobah under Tuchel we never saw. Chalobah, much like Pepe in the Euros, was pretty much saved by the fact that we were playing 3 in the back and other people like Thiago Silva had his back. You know, like he had something to fall on. So all the mistakes that he made didn't really cost him, but he made a lot of mistakes. All right, which is why when he came in this season, I was like, listen, I don't know about Chalobah. He still has a mistake in him. Yes, the 10 games he played, he was okay, but it's only 10 games. We played 38 games in the season. right? Am I right? Yeah, 38 games in the season.
There were some games he's quite good in those games. We went
yes, but Disasi had a handful of good games too.
I think Disasi isn't bad, by the way. I think maybe Disasi might be a little bit better.
But Chris, look at it this way. Hold on, real quick. Look at it this way. The way I see it is that when you're a player, right? Let's pretend like I have a graph in front of me. You go to peaks and troughs in form. How do we know that Chalobah, when he came in after being injured all season, he came in on a peak, whereas Disasi stayed average, had a peak, then had a trough? Like, how do we know that if we went on for 10, 20 more games with Chalobah, that he would have had a lot more fucking troughs, a lot more fucking shit games? It's hard to say, which is why I can't sit here and say, like, Chalobah is clear of Disasi last season, even though I only saw him for 10 games.
And also, those teams that we played, those 10 games, we played teams that we should have been beating anyway. So I don't care.
Wait, didn't Chalobah play against City?
We saw Disasi put in one of the best centre-back performances of a centre-back last season against Holland. So we're not going to... Chalobah's never doing that. I'm sorry. And also, Disasi, let's be real, Disasi's a squad player for us. At least in my opinion, he doesn't start over Tosin or Fofana. So, if you're comparing squad player for squad player, the only reason we have Disasi is because Chalobah couldn't stay fit last season. So Chalobah has to go. Everyone that's crying about Chalobah leaving, leave with him.
It's only one season he got injured badly for.
No, but Chris, you don't understand. You had to buy Disasi because Chalobah was injured.
I would say that's Fofana as well, because Fofana.
No.
Yeah, because he's our main starter. He's our main starter.
No. I disagree with you because Chalobah is our backup center. Or Chalobah was our backup. Our backup got injured, so we had to get another backup.
Yeah, but I don't think we bought Disasi to be a backup, did we?
No, we bought Disasi because we needed a center back.
Yeah, but that's what I say about Fofana, who's our main center back, is always injured.
Yeah, of course, CP.
No, but Chris,
why are you even asking?
Chris, we needed a centre back because our starter...
I just don't like how all the players on Chalobah have been injured.
No, Christoph, we needed a centre back.
It's a big part of it.
Our starter for Fofana was injured, and then our backup, Chalobah, was also injured. If Chalobah was not injured, we wouldn't have bought Disasi.
Yeah, but when all you guys had just mentioned, by the way, it's just Chalobah. You didn't mention Fofana. I had to mention it.
Okay, Chris, let me break this down for you. One sec, Prime. I need to get this kid right now. We're doing Cobham overrating again. So first, we're talking about the.
I'm not overrating because he's Cobham, by the way. I don't give a fuck if he's Cobham.
I'm sensing that because if you're talking about injuries, right? You're talking about Fofana's been injured for 2 years. Well, James has been injured for 2 years, right? So then that's what I'm saying. This is the. Okay, but we're going with a lot more. Okay,
he's done nothing at Chelsea.
No. We had the same thing for Mount. No, Mount did the same amount of things.
I didn't want to speak about
tag team. Wilson.
Hold up. Mount got us the Champions League winning assist. No, he did the same amount as James did. No, and we kicked him out because he wasn't performing for 2 seasons.
No, because Mason Mount wasn't performing on the field either. By the way, let's cut that part out. And Mason Mount didn't want to sign the contract. Let's cut that part out too.
Yeah, and this guy's being paid the most.
1 year left.
No, excuse me. This guy's being paid the most at $250 for us. That's homegrown. Okay. And he's been injured half the time or been getting red cards like a dumbass. And he's been the captain for a year.
Wait, are we going back to Reece James already?
I mean, they bumped Reece James.
No.
No,
I'm not bashing Reece James. I'm saying he's having the stand about Fofana being injured for 2 seasons, right? And that's why, all these things about Chalobah. So I'm saying James has been injured for 2 seasons, basically.
But James
but
getting a red card.
He's done nothing at Chelsea. He's done nothing. He's been injured. And how many games did Fofana even play last season, by the way?
Bro, also, Chris, Fofana had a really bad spell of form as well, but before he got injured. So
I know, I heard Leicester fans say that.
But hold on. I just want to also, because that reminds me, and I will thank you for bringing it up. No, but even then, even prior to that, right? Like people seem to forget why we bought Fofana or the context around Fofana when we purchased him. When we purchased Fofana, he was touted to be one of the best center backs in the world. Like, you need to remember that. He was touted to be one of the best center backs in the world. The reason we haven't sold Fofana is because we don't really know what Fofana we're going to get because he had a bunch of injuries under Potter, and then he just did his whole knee last season. So we haven't seen Fofana essentially in a season and a half. So we don't know what Fofana we're going to get. Plus the amount he costs. That's why we haven't sold Fofana, Chris. That's why we're selling Chalobah. You know, we got to get some return on investment.
And sorry, can I speak on Chalobah now? So we'll go to the crux of the whole thing. Okay, so we know what can I say with Disasi. Disasi was under what manager? What manager, guys? Do you guys know who was our manager this past season? Who was our manager? Pochettino. The one who had no structure. The one who believed in none of that. When did Chalobah?
The man stealing that car in the background.
When did Chalobah break out, guys? When did Chalobah under Thomas Tuchel? Probably one of the best defensive managers. So he's gonna look good in a 3-back under defensive manager, right? You're gonna say that, and then you could say, Chalobah.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Then you can say, well, Chalobah performed in those last 5 games. You mean the only time when there was a structure? The only time the Poch had a structure? You're talking about that time?
Actually.
Sorry? I missed something.
Sorry?
I don't know what's happened.
I don't know.
We don't know why.
I don't know what
Who said that?
I don't know. You just cut off Curry Pirate there.
Carry on.
Yeah. I don't know. Someone had a deep voice and just spoke. Okay. Anyways,
yeah, keep going.
I was saying, like, one guy was under Pochettino and looked shit for most of the season, playing right back and center back, and then the other guy had played under Tuchel, looked decent, average, and the only time he did do well with Pochettino is when Pochettino decided to have structure in the last 5 games.
Oh, that is true too.
You cannot. I mean, you can argue that part because our structure did look better.
Right.
Maybe
so
our structure looked better because of Chalobah though.
Sorry. So you're saying the Chalobah was the whole? So our structure looked good because of Chalobah?
Yeah.
So then, how highly are you rating Chalobah then? Because that's when we had our best streak. So how high now?
Hey, Chris, I'm trying to defend you here, Chris.
Wait, can I just say this?
That part was silly, joke.
Chris,
before you would have covered.
How come this elite level centre back that's on the market? Why don't Real Madrid want him? Because they need a centre back.
You know,
he's only valued at 25 million. You know,
I thought you would have caught on.
I'm not done. Bayern Munich can
I thought you would have caught on.
him. Man United would rather have bought Braithwaite for 50 mil and now Euro than go for Chalobah.
Who was at 25 million, by the way? The club's trying to get rid of him at 25 million.
Which, by the way, Chris, you using an example of United is ridiculous because let's not pretend like United. No, but let's also not pretend like United is like well structured and doing everything correct. They just paid way overs on a 1 year left on Euro. They paid what, 70 mil for the player?
No,
and they did the same for Mount. They did the same for Mount too.
Lenny Euro.
I know it was to beat Real Madrid, but they ain't got no pull. They paid way overs for that player.
Lenny Euro is 18 years old with 1 year left on his contract, and they bought him over Chalobah. That shows this amazing centre back Chalobah, and no one wants him. No elite club wants him. No elite team wants him.
By the way,
let's not do this, Chris. Come on.
I'll be real, bro. I wouldn't use that to like say a player's bad. Like if Euro's a better talent, and
but we're going by Chris's logic.
But
Chris was insinuating our whole structure got better because of Chalobah. So that means Chalobah was good enough.
This is what you did, Chris. This is what you did.
He was trolling. That you made, bro. He was trolling.
No, Joey. Let him sleep in the bed he made now.
So now we're rating him at a higher level.
Fucking bed of nails right there.
I had to shake my head when he said that. Like I was physically sitting here shaking my head.
That's the bed you made. That's the bed you made. That's the bed you walked into. So we're gonna,
dude.
I mean,
that's the bed you walked into, Chris.
Walk through the fiery path of coals that you made, bro.
Yeah. So let's go on that. That's what I'm saying. So now we have to rate him higher then, because apparently the whole structure got better because of Chalobah, right? Because of Chalobah, guys. Once again, who's worth 25 million by the club and no one's bought him.
Chris.
Because he's made him better, that means he must be good to close to world class.
CP, Thiago Silva just left, right? Why is it when we knew he was about to leave, why were Chelsea fans crying about, who's going to be our leader? Who's going to lead our defense? But we have Chalobah. Why were we crying about it?
Yeah. 24, Ben Chelsea.
I only want to ask actual name leaders to start.
Chris, you're lucky. Marshall's the host, man. I would have kicked you.
I'll be honest, man. Well, I didn't want us to sign another centre back on the right side unless it was an elite option. To be honest.
Yeah, that was my. Who did we sign again? Was it from?
We signed Tosin.
Yeah, Tosin.
Tosin might come in and be because he was on a free and be like a very good solid option. I guess if they're going to get rid of Chalobah, it's a smart stopgap. I just
don't like the way they went about it. That's my only issue with it.
I don't have a problem now that went about it.
Tell me why you say that.
Because I feel like listen, like, let's be honest. Is Akinpom actually going to play for Chelsea next season?
No.
I mean, if he's going to be our third choice right back, yeah, why not?
Why do we need a third choice right back for?
Marshall,
at right back,
I beg of you,
Fofana as our center back.
Oh yeah, I would
we're literally just using Atchipong the same way we would use.
I beg of you, this is the second time Reece James is being brought up on Provo. And I haven't said anything.
But my point being is, like, again, I'm not gonna like take any responsibility off of Chalobah. Like, my dude, you kind of known for 2 years now that they want to sell you. You kind of should have been like in the background having your agent look for another club for you, right? Like a fail safe. I get that.
It's not that they wanted to sell you. We've accepted offers.
He's been saying no to clubs.
No, but Marshall,
we've accepted offers that he said no to.
So that's why I don't feel sorry for him. Marshall, that's why I don't feel sorry for him. To an extent, but for 2 years.
To an extent, I get that. But like, I don't see why you can't just bring him to the tour and just have him be a part of the squad.
Because Marshall, we can't do that. You're taking a spot from an academy kid that could actually prove himself.
I'm hold on, Prime. I'm more on the side of like where I'm not so sympathetic to Chalobah, but I'm not hearing that because we're literally taking Andrey Santos, who's already got a loan firm.
But
Chalobah is
a loan confirmed to Strasbourg with a manager who's going to play apparently our possession style.
Oliver, my point being, right, is Chalobah not going means Josh Achingpong, who's a right back, can come in, show something in preseason, and maybe he might end up staying. Because again, like Reece James, I know he got his surgery and all you guys are happy, but lo and behold, he plays our 5th game of the season and he snaps his ankle again. And now all of a sudden we need a right back and you guys are crying. So
can't we take as many players as we want?
Hold on. I just looked at the squad. Do we really need to take 4 goalkeepers with us?
No.
Of course not.
So, like, why not take one of those keepers, like leave Beach or Bergstrom or Bettinelli, one of the 3, at home, and just take Chalobah.
For what reason? We're gonna sell him.
Yes, I understand, but like, it's not like. First of all, it is still debatable whether or not he's better than most, if not a good handful of the center backs we are taking.
It's not debatable.
Nah.
It is debatable. Because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the Disasi is clear. Even though I like the Disasi. I like the fact that the Disasi is available for most of the season.
Marshall, say all of our center backs are fit, right? Everyone's fit. Is the Disasi a starter for you? Yes or no?
No.
Sorry,
that's not true.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Is Fofana a starter for you?
If he stays fit.
Yeah, that's what
assuming everyone fit.
I don't know. Assuming he stays fit and he doesn't have to run differently because he had a whole ass life-changing injury.
That's not
he has a brand new fucking knee, dude. Like, I don't know how he's going to play.
Let's assume
the point is here, right?
Hold on, Joey. Yep, perfect world. Let's assume everyone's fit. Perfect world. Fofana's your starter, right?
Fofana, Colwell. Yeah. In a
okay,
perfect
awesome.
world.
So if the Sassi's our backup center back, and we also have Tossin, who's our backup center back that we just signed, that means for that right center back spot, Chalobah has to go.
But Marshall, we also signed
make the argument.
We also signed Anselmino too, who plays right center back.
But he's also okay. I see that for the future, right? Like that's regardless of the fact, I think all of us in this panel agree wholeheartedly. No matter what was going to happen, Chalobah was going to get sold. No matter what, we all know this. So, like, Anselmino wasn't going to be a part of this picture until next season, anyways.
I don't know
what I'm trying to say. Anselmino's the Boca Juniors center back that we just signed. So. The thing is, like, I feel like Prime is being disingenuous because you just threw in Disasi as the backup center back like it's confirmed. I can't sit here and confirm and tell you that Disasi is better than Chalobah or Chalobah is better than Disasi. I genuinely do not know.
Well,
I think most of the fan base can say. Go ahead, Joey. No, Prime. Let Joey talk. Let Joey talk.
Let me tell you that at least from a statistical standpoint, when we're talking about a possession-based team, okay? When you're looking at the stats, and that's the way that Enzo's going to look at this they're going to look at this from a stats perspective. That's how Petrovic is more than likely out the door, and we're getting a different keeper that can pass the ball short. Okay, like if you're looking at it from specifically a statistical standpoint, the only thing that Chalobah is better than Disasi at from a statistical standpoint is his duels. That's it. Everything else, Disasi beats him at. Passing, aerial duels, every single other thing. So when you're looking at it and you're looking at it as, okay, this is a sellable asset that you're going to be able to make money on, and Disasi is an asset that you're going to break even on at best, it's almost a no-brainer in the end. Mm-hmm. As much as you want to say that the defensive deficiencies of Disasi is the big part, but if we have the ball as much as we're planning on having the ball, Disasi is going to be more valuable than Chalobah is in the terms of possession. Like, it's unfortunate that it had to happen this way. I do agree, but in the end, like, this is a business. This is a business, and Chalobah has been holding up business for the last 2 years.
This is true.
We had to make a move to make it so he knew this is it. There is no, find another club. Okay? Like, and personally, they should have did this with other players. You're right. But if you look at sure, you don't want to take a fourth goalkeeper, whatever, right? But if you look at all the other players that made the team, I can make a case on every single one of them on why they ended up being there. I can easily make a case for every single one of them on why they're there. Like, outside even Broja.
Yeah, Broja because of
Jackson's injury.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like I mean, I'm assuming Connor's deal is going to be done with Athletico before he comes to the USA.
Well, that transitions me into the next thing I was going to say is that, like, if we're gonna deal with Chalobah this way, if we're gonna be consistent at Blueco, I'm assuming that Connor Gallagher might get the same exact treatment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're always linked in the same articles to be leaving.
Very likely. Very, very likely.
And honestly, like, again, I think it is unfair. I think some of us agree with it.
It's not unfair. It's really not unfair. I don't get the sentiment. It's not unfair.
It isn't.
You've known for almost 2 seasons we want to get rid of you.
Business is unfair. Yes. It's unfortunate. Business is unfair, bro. That's just what it is. I work in this society on a daily basis. From the chair I'm sitting in at this exact moment, I'm clocked into my job. Okay? Like, if my job tells me that I'm surplus to requirements, which they have before, it's time for me to find a new fucking job. This is them telling him he's surplus to requirements. That's it. It's not that. It's really simple in my sense. Everybody knew that Chalobah was going to be sold. Yeah. Everybody knew for the last year and a half. I don't get the outrage because everybody knew that this was going to be the player that was going to be sold.
But here's the thing:
because he was injured last year, and we had to buy Disasi. If he wasn't injured, then we wouldn't be in this scenario.
The way I see it is that if you wanted to do this the proper way, you bring one less goalkeeper with you, because again, there's 2 goalkeepers on this list that honestly, there's no reason they should even be on the story. We're only going to see Sanchez play for most of it, right? You bring him on the tour and you find a suitor for him, because there are suitors for him.
Yeah,
it's not like the other clubs don't know he's on sale.
But here's the thing: you're asking him to be a part of a team that he knows he's not going to be a part of. Like in the end, that's wrong. That's wrong. To send him what we're doing to Broja is wrong, in my opinion. We're sending him out, and we know we're going to sell him.
And Marshall, we did this method last summer, because we've been wanting to sell him for not 1 year, 2 years. So last summer we brought him with us to preseason, even though we wanted to sell his ass. So now, and he's rejected offers many a time.
And Marshall,
many a times he's rejected.
The same people
because he wants to fight for his place.
The people who are complaining that we're not bringing them.
But at this point, there is no fighting for your place.
And also, the people who are complaining that we're not taking him will be the same ones who will complain that why did we bring Chalobah just for us to sell him in a week's time? Like, regardless, who cares? Like, you've known we wanted to get rid of you. Like, fine, you can cry about it, but in terms of the fan base, let's move on. We've people are acting as if we're selling all of our academy players. Our captain, and I've been making this point on Twitter, our captain of our football club is from Cobham. Reece James is our captain. They're talking about making Colwell one of our vice captains. Cobham
we rejected Liverpool offers for Colwell for 2 seasons.
Our academy graduates, our best ones, are the face of this football club. We won the Champions League with an assist by an academy graduate. So the best ones will stay.
I do agree with the. I don't think they can win in this situation, like as in like from the fan reaction standpoint. Although Marshall, I do agree with you that it is a bit unfair. I do also get why they're doing it.
No, I get it too.
But for me, it's not even from an academy graduate point of view. I think we might have been in a similar situation. If Fofana stays fit, I think Disasi will face a similar fate next year. This is my prediction. I think personally that Tosin is going to play the most games in right centre back. Personally, that's what I think.
Bro, I'm right there with you. Right there with you. I think everything you just said is exactly on point, like to the nose, on the point. That's exactly how I feel about it. I think Disasi is, if he doesn't shape up, he's the next one up. They'll replace him.
They have a replacement in Anselmino locked up. So he's going to be
They already have it set up for him to be replaced,
or Tosin, whoever doesn't perform as much.
At this in this current moment, it's best survives, and that's it. And like when you're a Cobham player, you better be better than those guys that we buy. Otherwise, you will be sold. Like it's just plain.
For this guy, JC,
we can't have questions if you're better than these people. You have to be better than these people. Like you have to. Like Reece is better. He's better.
Anyways, what debatable if he's better. But anyways, JC, for what you said,
I don't care what you. I know that you have and I love Gusto. I said this. I said that before everybody else did. Before everybody else knew about Gusto, I said that Gusto was going to be good. I knew he was going to be good for us.
I also said he was going to be good as well. But anyway, to answer, we won't get into a Reece James thing because he's fit now. So I wanna be positive about it. He's fit. Although what he said about the Enzo stuff, we'll see.
Okay. Leave alone.
I'm joking. I'm making a joke.
No, we will come to it.
I'm making a joke. What JC just said. Fine, you have fair points about players and team decisions. What we are saying is that there are better ways to handle sales, pushing it sort of undesired. What I'm saying is I don't care. I really don't. We wanted you gone for almost 2 years now, and now you're going to act surprised. I don't care.
Did you just call Chalobah an undesirable?
No, he said.
No, okay. I thought you said he's with the undesirables, like he's in the category of Malang Sarn.
He is an undesirable. He is in the category of
Malang.
Malang Sarn's gone now.
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
God bless.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, a few factors that played into Chalobah not leaving sooner was we weren't able to loan him out to Bayern, which that probably could have helped. But also, like, who did they get instead? They got Eric Dyer.
I think Tuchel leaving didn't help either.
Derek, that's what I've been trying to tell people about the Enzo situation for.
Also, Chris, are you still here?
Yeah, well.
In spirit. Chris, there he is.
So you say Chalobah was our best center back last season because of a run of 10 games, right?
Can someone tell me how many games Chalobah actually played that season?
I said,
I think it was 10 games, Joey.
I said our structure looked a lot better because of Chalobah.
Okay, cool. Whatever. That's what you said. Cool. Let me land. You do know statistically, since Dyer joined Bayern Munich in January, he's been their best centre back.
Yes, actually.
So do you? So is Dyer's Bayern Munich the centre back? That logic. Is that what we're doing?
He probably is actually last season when he
See
came.
how stupid that sounds.
It does sound pretty stupid.
I think this has honestly gone too far as it is because I already said that. You can hear me laughing about it.
God damn. I got a boom for you, bro. I got you. No, now that you said that. Yeah. But again,
I thought you were going to take it a different way, Prime. I'm not going to front.
I'm a little shit for Bayern Munich, so.
What do you think I was going to say?
I agree with everything pretty much you guys have been saying, and I think the main point that I have to tell myself or drill into myself, is that like business isn't always nice, right? And there have been some, like, for example, Ziyech. How the fuck do we fuck up Ziyech to PSG? Like, that is so stupid, but I bet you there is an actual business purpose to it. I bet you there was a business purpose
too.
To it.
Is that we also have new owners, so it's like, but you gotta like people like Mason brings up a comment for 72 million on 4 goalkeepers. Fucking Arsenal spent nearly the same amount of money on 2 of them. Until you find the right one, who cares? Business isn't gonna always be all fucking handshakes and smiles. The fucking hand grenades are right around the corner. Like they're right there. Like if you don't see them, they'll be right there. And sometimes it happens with these clubs. Sometimes it happens with all clubs, really. Ramsdale, like I said, they spent 30 million on Ramsdale and then spent another 30 million on another keeper the next year.
What's funny with
business isn't always kind. Like that's part of it. Like it's really not. You have to deal with it.
Joey, they've bought 7 goalkeepers since Arteta came in, and they're going to sign 2 more.
Hold on.
So I'd argue that,
and they had one on their staff that was better than all of them.
Honestly, I'd argue that they haven't even found their goalkeeper.
Is that a goalkeeper every window?
Literally, it's literally been every window.
Yeah, like Will said, they haven't even found their best goalkeeper.
No, because Ray is decent, but I don't think he's a Premier League winner.
I can't believe they actually bought Raya too. Like I can't believe they went through with that. I don't think Raya's that great.
Was it an obligation?
Oh,
Bro, you know what's funny? I blocked Nacholini on my channel, like from my being able to see his chat, and I have to go in
see him on
StreamYard and see him in StreamYard all the time. He's in every single one of the streams that I go in now. Every single one.
He's like
he's in more Chelsea streams than he is in Manchester United streams.
It's pretty funny. No, I like Nacholini. He's like the filler episode in an anime, so he just kind of just linger. He blends in with the rest of the chat, so it's kind of nice to see him fill it
up. But bro, we all hate filler episodes.
Yeah, sometimes. Like sometimes Nacholini is like good there for comedy purposes.
Bro, there's probably been a handful.
Sometimes it's necessary, Joey. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Right, so someone like Nacholini is sometimes necessary. But actually, now that I got you guys here, Curry, you wanted to mention one more thing before we transition?
Mason was saying, hey, but Ramsdale could be England's number 1 and Raya's Spain's number 2. You know who also was Spain's number 2 at one point? Kepa. And Ramsdale is not even on the depth charts for England number 1. It would be Pope over him. Because Pope plays more and is thought of as better.
Yep.
Do you know how many years?
You guys remember Ramsdale against Hungary, man? I don't know about
you. Do you guys know how many years people have trying to sell me on this Ramsdale England number 1 thing? He's not better than Pickford. He's not better than Pickford.
He's not better than Pope.
He's not better than Pope either. So
do you guys remember his performance in the Nations League against Hungary?
Bro, even that new guy coming up, Trafford, he's not better than Trafford.
Well, Trafford's way better at just distribution. I'll tell you that.
We'll definitely be talking about goalkeepers later in the show because I think we have to have a similar conversation on Petrovic, but we'll come back to that. Let's actually I do want to show you guys. I do want to show you guys the squad that came out, and we can definitely talk about this a lot more too. And get our thoughts on that. Let me get rid of this thing. Let me pop it up right here. So this is the squad that broke out for U.S. Squad. There's a few there's a few people are missing. We'll go over why. Sanchez, Bettinelli, Beach, Bergstrom, James, Gusto, Akimpong, Fofana, Disasi, Tosin, Badiashile, Colwell, Chilwell, Vega, Carney, Lavia, Ugu, KDH, Santos, and then we got Jackson, Nkunku, Sterling, Mudryk, Madueke, Broja, George. Who's... George. Okay, I remember who.
Tariq George.
Tariq George, yeah. Gui and Angelo, or Gu, I forget how. I think it's Gui, but yeah. Cole Palmer, because someone asked this earlier. Why isn't Cucurella and Palmer in there? Palmer, Caicedo, Fernandez, Gallagher, and Cucurella could join up on later dates. I think Caicedo's actually already there.
Yep.
He cut his break short, but the rest of the names on this list are still on break. I think, so they'll meet up later on the tour.
I think Enzo's confirmed. I think Fernandez is confirmed for the 29th. To be joining.
Yeah, I have it in a later tweet. Some names not on the U.S. tour: Petrovic, Chalobah, which we just discussed, David Washington, Castaday, Fofana, Humphreys, Gilchrist, and Kellyman. Kellyman is apparently undergoing a rehab program, and then there is a loan group led by Carlo Cudicini and Ed Brand. Goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic is carrying a minor injury, which is probably why he's also not on that list. So I guess more so than going over the actual list of people that made it, let's go over the list of people that didn't make it. So again, Petrovic, Chalobah, Washington, Cassidy, Fofana, Humphreys, Gilchrist, and Kellyman.
Marshall, can I say one thing quick? Yeah, come outside about Cassidy, man. I told you this guy's shit, and he's gonna be sold. And you were telling me he's better than Gallagher. You fraud.
Bro, okay, hold on.
No.
Hold on. Will, how dare you even come at me with this energy when you literally came on the stream to defend your boy Chalobah, who's also on this list? You came on here to defend Chalobah, and he's also on this list. So guess what? Your boy Chalobah just as shit as your boy my boy Cassidy, all right? I'm just saying.
I didn't even defend Chalobah that much, by the way.
Marshall, to defend you,
let's have it right.
You know, William, when we bought Cassidy, don't lie. You were the one saying that this guy's actually talented and promising.
No, I didn't.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I know.
I promise you. I promise you I've never rated this guy on my life.
Will hates him.
Will, you're a brother to me. Don't lie about this.
And Marshall called me the hater.
I can go back and find the messages of me saying he's shit.
You are a hater.
Prime.
Okay.
Not compared to this guy.
Prime the A1 Chalobah.
I'm not trolling though. I've never rated Cassidy.
Bro, I've never said a good thing about Cassidy. Chris has known me, and you've known me for years. Chris remembers. I even said when he signed 2 years ago.
Will can't stand him. Will hates him.
Why? He didn't do anything to you.
No,
and you knew that bit on Marshall, actually.
I was trolling with Marshall, man. Me and Marshall have been arguing about Cassidy for a good year now. So I was trolling a little bit with Marshall. I don't rate him. I don't hate him. I just want to one up Marshall.
Can I at least speak on Cassidy quickly?
Yeah, go for it before I do.
So there's 3 teams in Italy that want him. I think it was Genoa, Napoli, and then one other team. I think it might have been
Fiorentina.
Fiorentina. That's right.
It's Torino, Fiorentina, and Napoli.
Why isn't Fofana?
It's Torino?
Yep, that's what the reports from PYS was.
Oh,
today.
I read in Italian reports that said that it was Genoa, but that whatever. Beyond the point, I read that a lot of Italian, like a lot of the Italian the Italian outlets really enjoy this kid because obviously he's an Italian kid, but from what I read from one of the scouts that want him, like from one of the players, like one of the fans that want him, that went and scouted him from like the Leicester games, they said he didn't look too bad, like overall, like, and he's still a really young kid and he's a giant. So I think it's just way too early. We'll end up selling this kid for probably like $1 million somewhere. How much did we buy him for?
15.
Yeah, I was gonna say what, 15 or 8 million? I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, because he won. Pretty much, he scored a few goals at a youth tournament, and he got player of the tournament. So that's why he was so expensive.
Wasn't it U18 World Cup or was it the U18 Euro?
The Euros, I think.
Yeah, it was the U18 Euros, and this kid was blowing up the Euros very much like Santos was blowing up
no,
the World
it's not
Cup.
like that. That's not lie. It's not like that.
was way better, man.
Because Cassidy only got rated because he scored.
Mean?
Cassidy only got rated because he scored goals. But his all-round game is nothing to be impressed by. Santos is actually a baller. There's a big difference.
Okay, I'm not saying that one's not a bowler and what's not, but much like Santos was a standout in the tournament that he played in, I think it was the U21 or U18 World Cup for Santos. I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was a Copa America, but I believe it was the World Cup.
I think you're right. I think it was the World Cup.
Yeah. Much like he was impressing and a standout player for that Brazil team in that World Cup, so was Cassidy for Italy in the U18's Euros. So, like, let's not pretend like he was a nobody. I was excited for Cassidy coming in to Chelsea because if he's that hyped up, all these clubs want him in Italy. I do want to see him play.
Italian players don't suit the Premier League.
No, but I'm giving the context. No, don't get me wrong, Joey. I think in Italy will be suited there. That's fine. But with Marshall, I was only giving you the context as to why. Santos was
I endorse everything Prime just said,
whereas Cassidy was just scoring goals. That was it. Because I spoke with some people. I spoke with some Italians about it.
Yes.
They don't rate him.
But scoring goals is a big part of the game.
Yes.
And to do it as a midfielder is impressive in this day and age where we don't have that many midfielders that can do that. Even Kai Havertz wasn't doing that when we were rating him highly, or I was, from Bundesliga to here.
But Marshall, Cassidy's built like a giant. He's freakishly tall. Of course he's going to score goals. But like in terms of his all-round game, you're a midfielder. He's not even a number 10 or attacking midfielder. The guy's a center mid.
I think he should be a number 10. Personally, my opinion. I want to see him play as a 10. In my opinion, I thought he was eventually going to take over, Gallagher's place. Listen,
he's not creative enough to be a 10.
I think we haven't seen him enough to make that determination. And he's still too raw to, be, that guy now. But listen, at the end of the day, if he goes, he goes. It is what it is. I'm not too stressed out about it because at the end of the day, I understand how this club model works. I understand that a lot of these players, even the Petrovic one, which we'll talk more thoroughly on, a lot of this model is built on we're going to buy players and we're going to sell them eventually if they're sellable, or we're going to keep them if they're good enough to stay here. It's kind of like what Joey implied earlier. It's really much a dog eat dog. You got to be the best of the best, otherwise you get cut.
How many goals do you reckon Cassidy scored last season?
For Chelsea or just in general? I think he only scored 2.
He scored
he only had half a season.
Yeah. I'll be honest, Chris, I wouldn't judge him on
Yeah, but you just talk about goals.
No, but I'm saying but he paid off the bet. I watched a little bit of FC last season, just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Gallagher scored 7 last season.
But what I mean,
Gallagher has 3 seasons of Premier League experience.
Oh yeah,
Cassidy was what, 19 yet? Cassidy was 19 last season.
Oh, he's 21 now, so I wouldn't say 19.
So I'm not allowed to judge a 19-year-old. Okay.
He's 21.
Okay. 21. No, I'm just trying to give context, right? Cassidy was 19 when we acquired him. He was 20 last season when he played at Leicester. Yes, because we acquired him over the summer window.
I'm making a joke.
I understand. This was his first real. Wait, actually, no, it wasn't, because he went to Reading when we acquired him, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
He went to Reading, so okay, that was technically his second season in Championship. Whereas you had Conor Gallagher, who went through Championship, then had West Brom, then he had Crystal Palace. There's probably another loan right before that too. I don't remember. How are you going to compare Gallagher to Cassidy here?
Because Gallagher in the Championship at a young age was better than Cassidy.
Yeah, he was.
Quite a bit.
Gallagher in the Championship also stunk. We're not doing that.
No. I was a season ticket holder at Chalobah. Sorry, and I watched Gallagher play live for 6 months.
We saw him at West Brom.
He's pretty good at Crystal Palace too.
No, he was so good in the Championship. Chelsea recalled him and gave him to Swansea, who were fighting for promotion.
But did he not stink at Swansea?
Charlton got relegated because they lost him, by the way. That's a fact.
He stuck at Swansea.
He was good. No, I watched him at Swansea. He just didn't get as many goals.
I have a question. For you guys. Is anyone here actually somewhat annoyed that we just are not going to give Washington the time of day to prove himself, or at least see if he can be a part of this team?
He's being flipped, so I don't really mind. I think that was always the case, to be honest.
But like, we need strikers for the tour. We only have Broja right now.
No, I'm more annoyed how David
Fana is not I can't pronounce his name. I can't pronounce his name. I am part Spanish. I cannot pronounce his name.
Fofana, we knew was gonna get sold, but like Fofana at least played games, and we were like, all right, cool. He looks better now. We're gonna sell him. Washington, he's just been sitting bench.
He needs a loan. He needs a loan.
Wolves playing that league.
Fofana is not even a striker, bro.
He's a.
What is Fofana to you then?
He's a winger.
Left winger?
Inside forward, inside right.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And by the way, David Washington is also an inside forward as well, not a striker.
But like, I want to see the kid play.
Yeah, for sure. At this point of his career, yeah.
Actually, I think I should rephrase that. Get sold, guys. I'll be honest.
No, yeah, I think we all pretty much agree with that.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody on this list is getting sold or loaned out.
Apart from Kellyman, who's got an injury. So
he'll probably get loaned out.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Like, who the fuck is gonna buy or loan Washington when no one even? They saw 15 minutes of him last season. That's why I'm confused. Like, why isn't he coming on the tour?
You send him to Strasbourg, bro.
We only have so many loans. We only have 6 international loans, and we're already using one for Santos.
Yeah.
And Caleb WILEY, by the way, who we got. We'll talk about that one too. But like Caleb WILEY, so it's 2.
And then you sell him, quote unquote, to Strasbourg.
That would get us banned. That would probably get us banned.
I could see that.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Savio, they just did that with Savio.
Not just that.
We did the same thing with Savio.
We just did that with Caleb WILEY.
Do they own Troy? I don't think they own.
They own Troy's.
Guys, that's irrelevant. We just did that with Caleb WILEY. Strasbourg wanted him. For some reason, they couldn't get him, and we ended up buying him to loan him there.
But that's different to buying him off our other club. That is different. Okay, I didn't know that City owned Troy. I thought they just... Okay, fair enough.
That's real estate. The only time it's a problem, by the way, is if they're in the same... If we're in the same competition. So if we're like if Strasbourg makes it to Conference League and we're in Conference League at the same time as them, then we're not allowed to make any type of transfers during that time frame. It's the same reason why, like, Todibo can't go to Man U.
Oliver, I think you meant Marguillo for the striker.
No, it wasn't Oliver either. It was me.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's in the. Okay, well, we'll see how he plays because I don't even know what's happening with him either.
Marshall in Brazil, Washington was seen as like a C+ prospect. If you want to like put a grading system into it,
B-.
C+.
That doesn't seem very good.
Yeah, no, he was. That's why in Brazil. So, why the hell did you guys sign?
Wait, so he's a Chalobah level prospect?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's like us buying Lucas Piazon again. That's what it was.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the squad, people. Listen, regardless of who's coming or not, like I am still excited to see what we're going to put out there tonight. Tonight meaning morning for people in the UK, because in the US it's going to be at 10:30. Which, speaking of watching the game,
damn, that sucks. 10:30.
Yeah, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be, 3 in the morning for the UK fans?
Yeah, and, you can hold that, UK fans. You can hold that.
It's just 7 in the afternoon for me, boys.
No,
finally I get one.
I'm sorry,
finally I get one.
I had to watch Chelsea lose.
I finally get one, son. Everybody else got to deal with my time problem.
West Coast, yeah.
No, I always have to deal with.
You keep asking
5 in the morning every... Bro,
exactly.
Early kickoff. You guys complain about early kickoff. Early kickoff's like noon for you or some shit, or maybe like
4:30 a.m.
like
for us.
4:30
a.m. If you're about like
it's hardcore.
5 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast for early kickoffs.
Wait,
Joe, I remember waking up at 4:30 in the morning for us to lose to Wolves on Christmas Eve. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. I could have slept in. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning for us to lose to Wolves.
Bro, that's crazy.
Wait, so
I'm gonna do watch on.
You can hold that.
I'm gonna still do watch on.
So CP, you had to. So you had to watch both Chelsea and South Africa lose last season. That's peak, bro.
You can hold that too with Nigeria for a while.
Anyways, speaking on the games, which I know Curry wants to say that the UK fans can hold that, but I think Chelsea fans in general have to hold that because it's going to cost $4.99 to watch the games. Let's actually talk.
Wait, is that
about
for
this.
everyone?
Yes.
Not if you know me. Not if you know me.
I thought it was just UK. Oh no, yeah.
Wait.
As long as you know me.
Chelsea charging £4.99 to watch each preseason game in the UK and Ireland, excluding the Real Madrid. $4.99. Yeah, pretty much
Chris,
each game is going to cost UK fans.
Man. We can watch the Madrid game, Chris. We got Premier Sport. There we are.
That's nice.
But imagine,
it won't cost you anything.
Listen, I understand that the club are trying to find ways to make money, but I just don't think you need to stoop down this low for preseason matches.
Arsenal already do this. They've been charging $5.
Well, fuck them, dude. They don't. Look, wait. Hold on. I just want to point out something. Fuck if they do that. Fucking, that's their problem,
well, they have
right?
a bigger stadium, so we need to do that too.
Crazy, by the way, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me.
Marshall, that's not how business works, Marshall. That's not how business works.
All right, Donald Trump, real quick, bro. What I'm just trying to say I don't care how they work. This is for you, the UK, for a game at 3 a.m. That's preseason. $5.
Hey,
that's stupid.
Thank you,
Marshall.
Yeah,
Hey, fucking man.
If it was the US, I would kind of get it a little more.
Crazy as well.
What are you talking about? ESPN pays that for us.
No, but we have Sky Sports and everything. Should not pay for that first.
Well, Sky Sports is not ESPN.
Wait,
also, it's through. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is again, guys. I know you might be like, "Oh, you're just a crybaby, Will. You're just a crybaby." What pissed me off about these friendlies is that the last friendly before Stamford Bridge, where you see all
It's per game, JC.
The Chelsea Inter game, is going to be the last friendly. They are charging Premier League prices for that game. They never used to do. I know it's business, but this used to be the game, where people would like introduce people to go into games. It'd be a nice family environment, and they're charging Premier League prices. It's actually crazy. I went to a friendly when we won the Champions League. They did the presentation. I paid £15. Now it's £50. How crazy that is.
Okay, hold on.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Joey, go ahead, Joey.
I'm so sorry, bro. I am so sorry. Yo, my heart goes out to you.
I'm just saying, bro.
My heart goes out.
As an American friend, as a Canadian friend.
You said £50? What is that in dollars? $65? Oh my days.
$80 Canadian.
65? You know how much the friendlies cost out here? For nosebleeds? For 300 seats? You're in level 300? Marshall, how much? You paying a minimum $100 just to be in the nosebleed.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's not my fault, man. That's not my
so
fault.
You're
complaining about
your personal.
Damn, Josh! Oh my god!
Oh my days!
No, that's the thing. Like when I heard
started, Josh. Don't get me started.
When I heard Chelsea fans complaining about the ticket prices for actual in-game, I was like, dude, I can't relate because that's what I've been paying my whole life pretty much for any of these soccer games.
Tickets are? You know how much Wrexham tickets are right now for like 200 level, 300 level? $320 USD. So don't cry. I'm sorry. Don't cry to me. Don't cry to me. I'm sorry about you guys paying.
Don't cry to me about $50, bro.
I'm sorry. We're paying £300.
I have to fly 6 hours just to be able to go see that game.
Hey, can I just say this, Will?
Don't complain, bro.
Complain, but we're not going to give sympathy. That's what
I didn't ask sympathy.
I don't know.
Will, I'll send you.
I paid $3.5 to go to the Super Bowl.
I'll send you this super chat to pay for your ticket.
Thank you, Marshall, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, wait, can I just say this?
But you have to do a vlog.
Can I just say this, Will?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Well, you being the only English English person on here, that's privileged enough to be going to Chelsea games and stuff.
That is true.
I'm not paying that for friendly.
Well,
why would I pay for friendly?
If I lived there, I would kill for the season ticket.
Bro, honestly, wait, hold on. That's a good point. Let me read the super chat real quick because I just realized something. Go ahead, Prime, and then I'm reading the super chat.
As you being the only English fan, that Chelsea fan that can constantly be going to games, you don't know the privilege that you have, bro. Hold that.
Trust me. I would kill.
No, that is so true. That is so true. Wait, let me read the super chat, guys, because super chat. Ilya Katz, thank you for the $20 super chat. I paid $3,500 for floor seats at NBA games. This is already something normalized in America. I feel like the rest of the world are catching up in that sense. But also, I remember. No, it's just this is like the new norm. I remember when I first met you guys. The English part of this group. When you guys told me how much you paid for Chelsea tickets, I was like, bro, so if I go to the UK, I can actually go to a Chelsea game because it was like less than $100. I was like, that's so cheap. I didn't expect to be able.
How much
bro, wait, one more thing.
I need to know tickets.
I remember. I remember
be with the people I want to be with.
Joey, I remember after hearing that, right? I remember going to my cousin before I went on vacation last year during the season, right? When I missed the Brighton game. I remember before I was going on vacation, I was planning with my cousin, like, yo, you want to go see Messi and in Miami? Bro, nosebleeds were upwards of $300. This is like the top seat. And I was like, nope, not going to happen. But I can go see Chelsea for $50. That's fine. I don't care. I'll pay the 50. I'm so used to how overpriced these tickets are.
I'll pay your 50. Well, I'll pay your 50 just for you to go with me. I'll pay.
There you go.
You know what, bro? Like,
hey guys, if you ever
I'll pay for this panel, bro.
Guys.
Yeah, we're all going.
No joke. Joey, Marshall, CP. If you ever come to England,
London, bro, I'll pay for your ticket, my guy.
Guys, if you I'm serious. Hit me up. I'll pay for you. I got you. I'm serious. Guys. I'm really joking. I'll pay your ticket. I'm straight up.
If you guys are ever in England for a Premier League game, I'll give you a ticket. I'll get you guys a ticket. All right, I'll get you guys a ticket. You know.
Oh yeah, because aren't you like in that season
I'm going
membership,
in November.
whatever the fuck?
No, I'm not. But I know people that are. I know season ticket holders that can't go to every
That's
game.
the privilege you have as a Chelsea fan, Will.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Remember your privilege.
No. I'm not trying to sound spoiled. I'm really,
bro.
I get your point. No, we actually get your point. We're just
I'm not trying to sound spoiled. I'm really not trying to. And I appreciate you guys pay a lot more money than I do, yeah? A lot more money. But the only thing in this country, under Abramovich, we used to have the pride of not being like the Arsenals, like the Man United. I don't know if Chris can also attend to me growing up in England. We used to have that. It was different. It was massively different. It just feels like we're going along a little bit like the Arsenals, the Uniteds, even the Cities to a degree.
Yeah, because of Roman mainly.
But look where that got us. The man had to pay $2 billion to get us out of debt, bro.
Thank you.
I mean, we was in debt before though.
Who else is gonna
because
do
of
that,
that,
bro? Nobody else will ever do that for us again, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's also different.
I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to be spoiled.
People don't remember. Wait, hold on. Well, can I just say this? People remember, like, Roman actually loved this club. The things he did, no owner will ever do.
Yeah, that's true.
It was honestly like his toy.
Roman did not have to clear our debt. No one else will ever do that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to do that. He loved this club.
Look at Man United.
This is true. Let me read this.
I love hating on Reece James. That's how much you love that club.
Like, let me read. What do you say, CP?
I said Roman loved the club as much as you love hating on Reece James, man. That's what I'm saying. That's how much you love the club.
Joey, what were you gonna say? And then I'll read the super chat.
In the end, bro, we just have to be grateful that the fact that we had an owner like Roman for as long as we did.
Oh fuck yeah!
And bro, like I know it's a different feel now, and I know it's not going to be the same feel that Roman provided to you guys that are in London. And I know I can't understand the way that you're feeling based off of the way that the club is changing, but in the end, this was always going to have to happen. Like if like Roman was like putting us in like the type of debt that he was putting us in, it was like with the type of rules that they're setting up right now, like
like where this was always bound to happen, Will.
I'm fine with Premier League games, by the way. Premier League games, I don't mind them raising the price. I think it's just for friendly, man. They don't. This ain't. Gonna,
I get you, Will. But until we have a stadium that is around the size of the Arsenals, the Manchester Uniteds,
the American stadiums.
These are the types of things that unfortunately happen because like when we talk about why are we buying all these kids, it's the same answer to the question.
That's
the
true.
Amount of revenue that we provide just normally based off of what we have in our stadium and what we provide from TV revenue is not enough for us to be a sustainable big club. So they have to find other ways to create that revenue. And unfortunately, with the way that the pitch owners are acting about us rebuilding the stadium, until those things change, we are going to see, you guys are going to see pain. And it's unfortunate. It's
God damn. Why are you saying like that, bro? You must suffer.
It went from $25 to $50, and it's
pain. It doubled in price. Yeah, I know.
You know, that's the unfortunate nature of it.
Speaking of revenue and dollars, real quick, Ilya Katz with the $5 super chat. I'd pay $1K for Fatur seats at Chelsea games if I lived in the UK. Fatur, we see you at the games, bro. Yo, those seats, I am surprised how you can get those seats all the time. Like, whenever I see Fatur there, I was like, bro, you must have like Asian millionaire descendancy for you to get those seats.
By the way.
Yeah, for you guys. For you guys. So you can't get those kind of seats here. I'm too broke for that shit.
Marshall, if you came to the UK, I know it's a lot of money. I will get you a good seat, man. I'll give you it for like, oh fuck it, I'll buy you a ticket, Marshall. You know, I'll give you that.
Nah, bro.
That experience.
We're going out there.
No, we got you.
Your ticket. Bro.
We got you, dude.
Yeah.
Let's start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, we'll buy your ticket, bro.
You want me to be honest?
No, but I don't want to sound spoiled. I really don't know spoiled.
No, you know. We just
you guys, what you have to pay is disgusting. By the way,
I do want you to realize though that you are blessed. Like I want to retire where you live. Because I want to be able to go and.
I know that you do, bro. I'm not even gonna.
But also, like,
I'm getting out of this country.
But I do want to.
Hey, I have it great right now in America.
Yeah.
But I want to be where you are, so I can be at those games as much as I can. Want as much as possible.
I want to be where the Chelsea fans are.
Joey made a brilliant point. For people like Will who are complaining about the increase in ticket prices, like. It's
for friendlies.
No, but even in general, it's because of our pitch owners.
By the way, I'm critical of them, by the way. I'm critical of them.
No,
because I think they're up for themselves more than they're up for the club.
Well, yeah, but like, let me get my actual point out. It's because we can't get a bigger stadium that we have to do stupid stuff like stockpiling every single 15-year-old.
That is true.
Like, we have to do the stupid stuff because we can't make much money elsewhere. So.
And so,
go ahead,
sorry, can I comment on the JC comment about him saying about Bayern Munich live streaming their match for 6 hours? Yeah, you know why they can do that? Because they also get players from every other club in Germany for usually pennies. They're usually one of the highest earners in all of Europe, and they make lots of finals and semifinals in Champions Leagues.
Wait. There's also another good point here. Yeah, until Europe is a big part of that too.
And they have Allianz too.
Get Europe, like things will lighten up on that side of things too. I do believe.
Yeah.
But I do want to see how big Bayern Stadium is because they built a brand new stadium.
Allianz has been there for 10 years.
They have a modern stadium.
Yeah, they have a modern stadium. I think it's like 70,000.
Because you've been a member for long enough, TJ. That's
75,000.
Yeah,
twice stars.
But yeah, that's true. But like that goes to my point that I was going to mention before, right? Like two points, right?
TJ, your proper choice.
I think it's because proper casual. I think it's because the other thing I wanted to mention. Jesus, I lost train of thought. Sorry, guys. Is imagine this just for the UK fans that don't seem to understand the whole aspect of the stadium part. I'm not saying Will is one of these guys, but there's fans that don't understand it. Just for Copa America, we had football stadiums. This is for football, completely different sport, that were 80,000 and higher in capacity. Like, just for a different sport in general.
Every single one of them.
Yes, they're humongous. Imagine if we were focused on just football,
which is 95 plus.
Yeah, which is insane. So that's why, like, I think that's a huge part. That's how much do we hold? That's double the amount of revenue that we currently make in our stadium, right?
Correct.
So
if you put the amount that they have in Dallas capacity wise is double the capacity to what we provide in
stadium. And ticket prices are double.
And
basically
that's
the prices are ridiculously. They're not double.
Oh yeah, they're ridiculous.
They're not double.
They're making quadruple the revenue.
They're not double. Yeah. We're talking you need to use exponents to talk
like
on
6x, like 6x.
Well, no, like to the power of 2. Everything based off of where you are to the power of 4, based off of where you are in the sections. Like that's what it comes down to. Like if you're up in the rafters, you're paying $150 to $200. If you're down by the bottom by the field, you're paying $3,000 sometimes, $4,000 sometimes.
But I feel like if we do get the bigger stadium, right? Like I feel like they can still have generous prices in the UK, because I think a big part of it in the UK is the culture,
though, right?
And it's one sport.
You can actually in the UK they don't charge you based off of seating; they just charge you to go as for the event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just a flat rate, but if you have more capacity, then that they don't have to fluctuate in price. You just give them the flat rate, and the capacity pays for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
And that's the struggle of a football club, like owning a football club. Like if you are trying to have it grow, everything has to grow. Like and with the way that Roman did it was he grew the stature of the club. He grew the back end of the club, but he never grew Stamford Bridge with the capacity that it needed to be with how big we were. Like you don't see teams with 40,000 people stadiums win the Champions Leagues. Yeah, like it doesn't happen, bro. It doesn't happen. Like we're the anomaly in the sense. If you go look at even the history of it, like of the history of the Champions League, we are an anomaly because like just based off of like the structure of what the club is. We are the anomaly. It's interesting. It's an interesting case study overall. That like that when you have a stadium the size, like the bigger the stadium is, the more success you potentially have a lot of the time. But it doesn't always correlate that way. But a lot of the times, Tottenham, a lot of the time, it does correlate that way.
Yeah, hold that, TJ. But one thing I want to point out too, before we move on, because I feel like some people don't understand this idea too. If we continued running the way we were running under Roman, and if Roman didn't bail us out, I guarantee you Chelsea would have been in the same situation as Barcelona is right now, Juventus, Inter to an extent too, probably a lot worse.
Worse in the Premier League. The rules are way worse in the Premier League.
There's another club going through it too. There's a lot of clubs going through it when it comes to finances.
There was talks of Roman actually raising the prices because he wanted to make Stamford Bridge bigger by moving the stadium, but the pitch owners wouldn't let him. So there was actually talks of him actually still raising the prices of the seats.
This is actually a good question. I think I was told that the game is actually on ESPN here in the US.
Yeah, I heard of ESPN.
I will have it on my Discord. I will have it in the Discord. And
I'm probably gonna sort out my Discord too. Those fans.
You got ESPN Plus?
I don't know. I'll find it though. I have ESPN Plus? I have this. Yeah, I have the service. Yeah. I'll figure it out after the stream, and then I'll see if I can.
As long as you have Hulu, you can get it.
I have both. I'm pretty sure. I have the Disney package. I have the Verizon thing. So Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Yeah. So
if not, there's the other option.
Oh yeah, that too. But I'll sort it out. If you guys want to watch, if there are people on, if there are people that are in the chat that are interested in watching the game, if you're in the UK, you're gonna stay up that late, you can join the Carefree Lewis Discord, or you can join my Discord below, and we'll find a way to stream it for you guys. Don't worry about that. So you can watch it
every
through
game
Discord.
will be in
Allegedly stream it. Allegedly. Thank you. Yeah, allegedly. Or there's the Welsh option too, which Chris has you with that.
The Welsh option.
I do.
No, the Welsh option will get you arrested. Don't you?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I wouldn't trust that.
Yeah, Logic. It's on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Let's go on to the topic we touched on briefly, and I do want to follow up on this because obviously it's not going to go away anytime soon. We obviously we need to see what happens when the player shows up on the 29th. Let's talk on the Enzo ordeal, which I heard everyone's perspective on this for the most part. Even yours, Joey. I heard your perspective on this. But let's just, obviously with the perspectives already being there, let's just kind of see what we feel about what we've heard so far. And I think so far it seems like it's going to be handled well. So let's go on and read what I have here. Chelsea have welcomed Paul Cannavale's offer to help resolve the fallout from Enzo Fernandez's video of Argentina players singing a racist and homophobic song. Transphobic, but whatever. And Enzo Fernandez is expected to face a fine, but Chelsea are also thought to be examining how else to tackle the issue. Chelsea have since acknowledged the offer and thanked Cannavale, with the club working out how exactly to progress the situation. Moving on, we have Reece James in the press conference. We'll talk more about the press conference. We have a whole section for that. Reece said on in the presser, a really difficult situation. Enzo acknowledged he did wrong and apologized to the club and the team. I have spoken to Enzo and everyone involved, but those conversations have to stay in-house, which I think that's really good of Reece James to do. We continue on. Enzo also, Maresca also said on the Enzo situation, I don't think so, to be honest, in terms of, I think he was asked, like, do you think it's causing an imbalance to the club or whatever, or it's going to be an issue? I don't think so, to be honest. In the end, they are all human beings. I don't think there is any bad intention for any of them. I don't think when Enzo is back, there will be any problem. The club said the statement. The player did the same. They are not bad human beings. It can happen. I don't think there is going to be a problem. I spoke with him and all of them about it. Then Enzo Maresca also said the player made a statement and apologized, and the club also gave a statement. There's nothing to add. The situation is clear. He said that after speaking with Enzo, they're gonna. He made a statement apologizing. It's quite clear. The 29th, he thinks he's going to arrive. So apparently, Enzo is going to arrive on the 29th. And this is a whole different section. So yeah, we'll come back to this. But yeah, essentially, Enzo coming back on the 29th, Maresca speaking on it, James speaking on it. It seems like there's not going to be issues. I'm sure all of these guys already spoke with the players as well about it. Obviously, we're going to see what's actually going to happen once Enzo actually shows up to the camp. I just read that comment and that got me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Marshall.
Apparently.
I'm sorry, Marshall.
Fucking bullshit.
That shit had me dying, Marshall, when I saw it.
She ain't gonna fix shit, bro. She ain't gonna fix shit. Well, all right, we'll leave that for backstage. We'll talk about Kamala Harris. But
your president? She's not going to be your president.
Don't let me speak.
Let's not. Yeah, let's not let Curry speak the Canadian.
Bro.
listen.
Hey, man. It's lost me, son. Like I couldn't take it. I was just laughing.
But I mean, people, and this is where I go back with Prime, right? Like me and Prime have a difference on how we saw the situation in terms of like, is it racist or not? Prime thinking it is clear racism. I'm thinking like there's a plausible deniability where like you can see how it's not. You know, people were criticizing the fact that Reece, Palmer, who else? Chalobah. There's other players. Tosin Adarbayo. These guys who have black roots or are black didn't come out and say anything, and that's where. And actually, my last video there was a comment on that. This is where I go back and say like, I think it's gonna vary from person to person how they see it. You know, like some people see it as more of a xenophobic chant more than it is racism. You still got people on Twitter calling it racism, and not even mentioning xenophobia, by the way, which is like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I think it's rare. I could see how it's both. I think it's xenophobic as fuck, and obviously the player made a mistake.
But like, I'm
actually kind of annoyed now that I think about it that no one is really mentioning that it's xenophobic and like the big Twitter heads, which. They even said homophobic. It's not homophobic. It's transphobic, if anything.
To be honest with me, with this whole situation, I just want them to deal with it.
Yeah, let them deal with it. Yeah,
I just want them to deal with it. Like, in my opinion, like if Badia Shield and Disasi want to fucking rough them up in the locker room one time, just to kind of like.
That's what I was thinking with Disasi.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, bro, like this is a sports team. That shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Like
there might be some hazing going on at Chelsea when he comes back, bro. I'm just saying.
Don't give him that Lord information, man. Don't give him.
Well deserved, right? With all
well deserved. Oh yeah, all our French players. Who do you think is the hothead?
I know that in my opinion, this will get taken the way that Reese made it seem and way that they feel like they can take care of it in house, and Reese is pretty confident about taking care of it in house. So I'm gonna be like, take care of it in house.
I like the way he handled that question, but I know probably
I loved Reese on the mic yesterday.
Okay.
I'm saying it because you're here, Prime. Yep, that's exactly why.
Go for it, Prime.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna hate, but if you want me to speak, I'll speak.
You're gonna speak regardless, bro. What are you talking about?
Okay, I won't say anything then. It's fine.
Damn. I feel like that was kind of a win-win.
I'll just wait until he's. I'll wait until he snaps his ACL again.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, no. Very professional, like answers. So fair enough. Like I wouldn't expect them to say anything different. To be fair, my only thing is, like when they're saying that they think that it can be taken care of, etc., etc. What if it can't? What if, like, what? Because as the season goes on,
when we get to that point, Prime, we'll figure it out. But until then,
I think that's kind of what they imply.
Enzo will have to go. I think if it can't.
True. I don't want it. That's not what would be done to me. I don't want it to. I'm not saying it, by the way, based off of what Enzo and Reese said, but by the way this fan base is treating it, it's as if, oh look, the captain has now spoken out, our manager has now spoken out. We're just gonna brush this under the rug. Enzo will come back and nothing, it'll be all fine. I don't want that.
I mean, okay.
No,
I don't. Wait, real quick, Chris, before we go.
I get that.
Real quick, Joe. I don't think he's actually reaching out, but I actually, if I remember correctly, I think Reese last night was actually asked, like, what if, how do you feel about like how Wesley's going to take it and all that stuff? And I think he even said, like, if it needs to be dealt with, when we get to that situation, it will be dealt with. I think he mentioned something about those lines too. It's just not quoted.
He did.
I would agree with that.
I know he did. I know, like, I watched the press conference. I know he said that. My thing is, like,
that's what I mean. Like,
what does that mean that if the players can't accept him back, that he'll be gone? Like, what are the consequences? And obviously, they're not going to reveal everything.
Right. And that's kind of the thing right now, Prime, is like we have to be as fans and sit and wait and see. And that's my whole thing with this whole situation is they need to deal with that internally before it gets external. So if it can be dealt with internally, then okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I still believe there's still going to be repercussions for Enzo that are going to be beyond what Chelsea are doing. All right, I still believe that.
I agree.
All right, so if that is the case and they know that Chelsea has done their due diligence to understand that that's the case, they're not going to double suspend him. Like that's beating the horse. That's beating the horse one too many times as much as you would like that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know. I guess I want to know what's going on, but obviously I'm never going to know. So that's right.
And I'm not saying that he like once again, like this whole thing, as long as this gets dealt with internally, like then it gets dealt with internally, and these individuals that are, I mean, you're seeing society is dealing with them at this current moment, Prime.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen what's going, and I know you've seen what's going on at the World Cup.
I know, but I also see how people are just.
But it's gonna end up just being Enzo that gets suspended. I bet.
No, I know. But again, I'm not saying I have a problem with what Reese and Maresca said, and I'm not saying I have a problem with how the club seem to be handling this. My thing, because Joey, you've been seeing how this fan base has been reacting. People are acting as if he apologized, like all of it, like it's not a big deal. Let's just throw it under the bus, like it doesn't matter, and that's what I don't want.
But what do you want? What would you like?
I would like people to stop being ignorant.
You're asking that
in an ideal world, dude.
Exactly.
And you're asking that on
Twitter, bro.
I know. Again, whatever. Like, I guess. Like
the best, like this is the thing too. Like when people say, like when Wesley Fofana comes out and say like racism in 2024, it's like, yeah, dude, it's not gonna go away. Like it's gonna be like something that's gonna happen. There are gonna be bad Argentinians. Like people saw the River Plate video, right? The stadium when they were still chanting that song, and it's like, okay, but like one thing I want to point out is the fact that like not everyone is chanting it. It actually doesn't sound that loud. It seems like a bad bunch of Argentinians chanting that song, and the other ones are like kind of more aware. Like, dude, we just got criticized for this shit, and like, you know, we're not gonna chant it with you guys. They might get banned for it. Yeah, and they might get banned for it too. So like, they can hold that. Like, hopefully FIFA actually does something, right?
Yeah, but I hope so too. That's that's the thing that's actually gonna show something if FIFA does.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with all the fucking virtue signaling they've been doing in the past. Let's see if they actually mean it.
Here's the unfortunate nature of it. If Chelsea does something, that will end up getting swept under the rug. Okay? Yeah. Like if Chelsea does something, because nobody else is going to follow Chelsea's suit in the end. If FIFA or the FA do something, then it shows more initiative from the footballing world that they're trying to take care of. They're trying to make this a point that they don't want this in the game.
But like go ahead, Joey.
If you have Chelsea do it, it's just it falls under mute ears.
That is true. But actually, building off of like what Prime had mentioned earlier about like what if if it doesn't get resolved, I think it is going to get resolved because now we have someone like Paul Canaville coming into the situation to kind of like mend the bridge, and I think his part in this, his role in this, is going to be to make sure like the players understand, the ones offended understand that like where Enzo came from this wasn't of a place of malintent. It was of a place of ignorance and not knowing what was going on. Like, again, people on Twitter or wherever need to understand like Enzo isn't a 35-year-old man that understands how the world works and how people, really react to certain things being said to them, and that he's still 22, 23 years old. Like he's still a young dumb kid. Like he's gonna make stupid fucking mistakes. I'm not trying to say like man. That's
he's a grown man though. He's a grown man.
No, he's not. No, you're not a grown man until you're about 25, 26, going through actual struggles of life. Like, you know what I mean? Like these guys.
Yeah, but Marshall, you're 22. If he committed a crime, he'd go to prison for it. He's a grown man. You're a grown man.
He is a grown man. He's still making mistakes, which we're seeing, and you learn from your mistakes. That's why when you commit a crime when you're younger, you go to prison because you're supposed to learn. Hey, is this punishment? You don't do it again. Yes.
Yeah, it shows repercussions though.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying there shouldn't be repercussions, Prime. You know that. I'm just trying to tell you that, like, there are many people that didn't intend to kill someone and ended up killing someone, and now they're in jail for murder. Like there's a lot of those incidents where like there are people who aren't necessarily bad people that end up getting prosecuted under the justice system, and that is what it is. Like he made a mistake. I understand he made a mistake. I don't think he's a racist. I think he is. He has xenophobia in him that he needs to be educated about. And at the end of the day, like, I think he's genuinely a good person. Didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. And now he understands, like, bro, what you say, especially to, when you're at this level, when you have teammates of certain descendancy, it's going to be fucking offensive, dude. Don't be a fucking idiot.
I guess we'll see, because I might think isn't even about, like, per se Enzo, it's about the rest of the players, because Paul Carnival speaking with them, like whatever, because they don't have to forgive him. And we will see that by the language on the pitch. Like, if they don't forgive him, then what happens? If there are some people who forgive him and some who don't, then what happens?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I think there's a lot of what ifs. I think the buck is going to stop when Carnival gets involved, and it needs to be dealt with then and there. Because I think to an extent, too, the players that are offended, they're also young. And they also might not have an understanding about, like, okay, yes, I guess it's not racism or xenophobia is not necessarily a black and white situation. There are gray areas where it's like, oh, shit, maybe it's not always intentional and unintentional. So I think this is one of those situations where it does fall in a gray area where, like, the motherfucker was singing an offensive song, but I don't think he realized how offensive it could come off as, because you have the Argentinian contingency saying, like, oh, but it's facts, like, he could be the brainwashing of his culture, just telling me, like, oh, but it's facts, you're stating facts, you're not saying anything wrong, even though what he's saying is highly offensive. So again, I think if you're coming from a place of understanding, you can see.
In my opinion, the only person that's really going to get any type of repercussions is probably Enzo, and it should be that entire team that gets repercussions. 100%.
Oh, no, we all know Argentina won't get punished, so that's why I'm not speaking on that. I'm speaking on Chelsea, because it's our player that's the face of it.
And Chelsea will do something. At least I hope they do. And like I told you before, Prime, I think a 6-month ban, I think, is minimum. But they probably won't do that. And then that's what it is. Yeah. But all right, let's speaking on Enzo, let's talk about the other Enzo, actually. So he did have a press conference last night, and I pulled out just a few of the main points that I found that I think would be interesting conversation holders. Let's go ahead and switch over to here and then bring it up here. Oops, wrong screen. Enzo Maresca on inverted fullbacks. We won't necessarily invert the left. I have seen a lot of Reece James, and he can do that. And we have been trying it. Malo Gusto can do it as well, but so can Mark and Bernazzo. So we're trying both sides in terms of the inverted fullbacks. That comment just made me laugh by Chelsea perspective right there.
I noticed that. I
noticed Ben Chilwell was
I was listening to the press conference, right? And he mentioned all of our fullbacks, and if he mentioned Ben, he didn't even say his full name. I love it, man.
Yeah,
my manager.
I think one thing that really impressed me on this is that Maresca has pretty much looked all the way as far back as his Reece James's Wigan days. Like, this guy actually did his fucking homework on this, and so, like, he knows the players he has there. He did his homework, unlike a certain other manager that we had prior to him.
What are you talking about? Like, you don't see Chilwell play left wing that good, or Colwell left back?
That's the thing, though. Actually, you know what? I meant to bring this up. Now that we're on the Ben Chilwell topic, I feel like Ben Chilwell can invert. I don't think he's going to be good. I don't think we should keep him. But I feel like there have been multiple times when we see him do wing play, and he just kind of tucks into the midfield anyways.
Not in the midfield.
Like more in the cam position.
I mean, I've seen him invert as a fullback, or like left wing back and all that type of stuff, but I don't think he's going to play much anyway. So I don't.
Not in the midfield, bro. Never in the midfield. He's
not like
in, like, the inside forward position. If you're
yeah.
Marshall, you know how about we say things about speaking something into existence or speaking into the universe? Don't ever say that again. Don't ever say that again. Don't please.
Huh?
Please don't ever say that again. Don't ever say Ben Chilwell can invert.
Hey, listen, oh, wait, hold on. Curry P, let me give you a dose of reality right now. Every single manager that Chelsea have ever had, including Pep, actually, that's not total different sentence, ever had. Sentence, period. Including Pep, okay, because we never had Pep. Every manager does something that the fan base doesn't like. So I'm telling you right now, you're gonna see Ben Chilwell invert. I'm sorry. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, we've seen under Thomas Tuchel, we've seen Malang Sarr at left back, we've seen Christian Pulisic in the wing back position. Like, we've seen some shit.
Marshall, I need you to listen to what last season. Isn't this Ben's last season? I'll kill it. Marshall, I need you to listen to what you're saying. Malang Sarr only played left back because of injuries. Pulisic only played wing back because of injuries. So what you're saying is Ben Chilwell will invert due to injuries in our squad. That's what you're saying.
Eventually gonna happen. Yep.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know they're gonna do something that you're not gonna like, guys. I'm just telling you.
Guys. Instead of rushing Enzo, let's rush Ben Chilwell first.
Yeah. The thing I don't like is our goalkeeper situation. So
we'll talk on the goalkeeper situation. We'll talk on the goalkeeper situation for sure. Let me go on to the next quote that I have here. Enzo Maresca on Cristo, so Christopher Nkunku. Nkunku can play everywhere. He's doing very well already. He can play number 9, winger, attacking midfielder. He can play everywhere. I see football with player able to play in several positions. I want players to develop and play in several positions. How do you guys feel about that? Damn, not everyone speaking at once. Not excited about Christopher Nkunku. I see how you guys feel.
No, like Nkunku, we already know he can do this. He can play strike, wing, and attack and forward, and I think that's pretty good for versatility.
Did Pochettino know?
I would like to think he knew, but
yeah, he did. That's why our whole season was riding on it. Remember all the reports from October onwards? We were waiting for it.
But we barely saw Nkunku really play last season. So, but like, Enzo's gonna play 4-3-3, right? That's the formation. So, 10 position ain't really gonna be
supposedly,
an option. So, on the left, honestly, I wouldn't mind it because we only have like Mudryk on the left, and we don't know what we're going to get next season with Mudryk and Sterling. He's looking finished as a player, and that's about it realistically on our left side. So Nkunku on the left can actually fit pretty well because, or strike even so, because we can't just rely on Jackson all season to play every game and strike also. So I think stuff like that, like what's pretty good to see. Hopefully, he's fit as well, though. Obviously,
I think. For what he said about where Nkunku can play, it makes sense. Like, because we're linked with a striker or a left winger. So if we don't get a striker, Nkunku will probably play more up top. If we don't get a left winger, we'll probably play more out wide. So I don't mind that. Nkunku's smart enough to play in different positions. I'd rather get the best out of him in one position, but like, it is what it is. I only care about Chelsea winning at the end of the day. So this is a question for Joey. Nkunku's your boy.
Is Nkunku your boy, Joey?
Yeah, this is my guy. I've been watching this kid for probably 2.5, 3 years before he got to Chelsea, like every single game. He was one of my favorite players to watch. I was even watching him back when I was having to scout Timo Werner before when we were getting him, right? So I've been watching him that far back at this current moment. How long I've been watching Christopher Nkunku play football. So yes, he is. I always said we went and got the wrong striker, but then we ended up fixing our mistakes and we got the right person from Leipzig. I don't want to see him at striker, and I know he will be playing striker. Okay, not because I don't think he can play striker or if he doesn't fit playing striker. I just think you can get more out of him as a creator if he's behind the striker, being able to link off of a man or being able to link off of the wingers or him being the winger himself, which he's done. Like, he's played every single position across the front line. There's not a position that he can't play, and he's a coach's dream in the end. Like, he's gonna be on the team sheet and you can play him anywhere you want. He's a coach's dream. Like, and in the end,
Mason Mount.
Yeah, except Mason Mount can't do what Christopher Nkunku can do. Fucking, or make a pass. Feels a kind of weak, bro. But yeah, like I'm excited. I'm excited to just see him play. That's all that matters to me. Like, I want to see 30 games of Christopher Nkunku at a minimum next year.
I want to see him properly used, to be honest. That's the part that gets me excited when Enzo Maresca comes out and says things like this. Like, he's like done his research almost. Whereas like Pochettino was kind of like, oh, let me see you try here
before he came in. Look at that head.
What do you mean by that?
Let's go to the next quote that I have for you guys here on him. Enzo Maresca on injuries. It is difficult to judge from the outside. We haven't had any problems in 2 weeks, but I don't know the reason why they had many injuries in the past. We are looking to work to avoid injuries.
I mean, you got to ask Poch about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying what I was about to say.
Why would
Oh my days. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it seems like the players are staying fit, and we're gonna have a fit season. We got a new medical staff team. I'm hoping these guys pull through. I mean, I don't know what else there is to add to this one. To be honest, I don't know why I added it. I was maybe half asleep, but yeah, there's a whole press conference out there, guys. Like we saw. Anyone else want to add anything to this? Anything curious? Christopher Nkunku, all that fun stuff, the inverting of the fullbacks.
I'm just praying a lot of these players like Fofana can finally stay fit for most of the season. Same
Big
as
up Curry.
James. And Nkunku as well. You know, he had a big injury. Lavia, who played like, 37 minutes last season. Some of these players just stay fit for most of the season. I'm just praying for that because we've had it for like 2 years in a row now where we've had a lot of injuries. Pretty damaging, I would say. So hopefully Enzo Maresca does a lot better than Podge. I'm sure he will. And obviously the backroom staff and all that, like, you know, the medical team and all that. Hopefully they do their job right, and hopefully we get minimal like of injuries. That's all I can say about
that. Have any of you guys been watching the preseason training?
No.
No.
Sorry about being gone for a while. So, guys.
No, you're fine. I'm convinced from the preseason training that these guys are actually going to be well trained, like a well-oiled machine. I would like the stark difference between how Pochettino ran his training versus how this guy is insane.
Oh yeah, I've been watching.
You're muted, by the way, Joey.
It's a big difference, isn't it? Like, just from like a bird's eye view of the training, like the way that they look are way different.
Bro, just based on what I'm hearing, I feel like I never heard Pochettino say anything in any of the preseason training.
No,
bro, you ask him about tactics, he looks at you square.
No. Guys, not just Poch, by the way. Last season, no player spoke about any sort of tactical work, any sort of shape. But this season, the way I'm seeing the likes of Tossin speak, etc., about how we're working so much on the tactical side. We're still working so much on the tactical side. He's really drilling in what we want to do.
Wait,
I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to the season. And yeah, I'm about to head, but I'll probably be back later if it's still live.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we have a good season. I'm looking forward to the preseason game. I'm looking forward to actually seeing Chelsea, you know, play good football.
In case you don't come back in time, preseason prediction for the Wrexham game tonight.
Chelsea lose 2-1.
I didn't ask you, Chris.
Marshall, this is your fault. You keep him here. Anyway, prediction for the game: no injuries.
Score prediction, Prime.
I don't care about the score. I just want no injuries, man.
All right, whatever. All right, no injuries, FC. There you go.
Also, before I leave, CP, what a final appearance for South Africa. Wow. Anyway, peace out.
Jesus Christ. This is the war older than time, I keep saying. Anyways, all right. We'll get everyone's score prediction before they leave anyways. Let's go on to the other topic I had for you guys, which is on the boy who had a dream. What's the banner say at Stamford Bridge? The boy who had a dream. Yeah, the boy who had a dream. The real boy who had a dream. Let's talk about him, right? Conor Gallagher. And also, I do have a super chat here, real quick. Ziggy, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Enzo knew Poch was the problem. Did you see his smirk? I don't know what smirk you're referring to. You're gonna have to tell me which smirk. I'll read it in chat, and I'll go back and actually look at it. But maybe he did smirk. But all right, let me open this can of worms on Conor Gallagher, and let's see where we go with this one. So, all right. Here we have it. PYS.
Hey, Marco, gotta go, brother. Hope you have a good one.
Do your thing, brother. You too, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping in. But yeah, we have here Chelsea have identified Andreas Pereira as their ideal replacement for Conor Gallagher and would be willing to pay 30 to 35 million pounds. They have confirmed their interest to his agent, Kia Jura. Bro, I ain't going to even try to pronounce that. And want to know conditions, which I'm not opposed to Pereira. We'll come back to that.
Really?
I'm not opposed to having Andreas Pereira in the team. No. Chelsea are preparing for potential suitors to show their hands for Conor Gallagher. They value him in the region of 40 to 50 million pounds. Tottenham interested and likely make a move. Aston Villa admire him but unlikely to approach. Coming from the Athletic. Atletico Madrid have held more talks over Conor Gallagher in recent days. Sources believe the likelihood of Atletico being able to come up with a financial package that would be able to tempt Chelsea and Gallagher are being slim chances at this stage, which we saw. The valuation 40 to 50 million. I think that's the right price for him. Some people are going to argue that it's too high. We continue. Atletico Madrid are working behind the scenes for Conor Gallagher. In contacts to players' side, Madrid feel Chelsea may be tempted in the next few weeks. Chelsea or maybe closer to the end of the market to sell him to them. We continue on. Atletico Madrid feel Chelsea may be tempted to sell Conor Gallagher in the next few weeks, but maybe closer to the end of the window. There has been contact on the player's side, according to Fabrizio Romano. Then we have an alternate source here, more of an Atletico based source. Breaking. Conor Gallagher wants to join Atletico Madrid. He will do everything in his power to make the move happen, which I don't think is quite accurate. He might want to join Atletico Madrid, but I don't think he's gonna try to make Chelsea happen as much as he can until he sees that it's not an option, unlike a Chalobah that we've seen. But let's continue on. The reason I don't think it's totally false. Kieran Trippier has spoken very highly of Atletico Madrid when Conor Gallagher asked for information about the club. He has recommended him to join the club, which I can see Kieran Trippier doing that, and I can see that actually being the case, seeing as they were both in the Euros together, and they spent some time, and I'm sure Gallagher was smart enough to actually ask him about it. Breaking. Pending confirmation, Atletico Madrid is planning a new bid for Conor Gallagher. Chelsea wants at least 40 million euros, which is double Atleti's initial bid. Yeah. And then lastly, Conor Gallagher expects to join Chelsea's preseason tour squad in the U.S. Nothing has changed in Conor Gallagher's situation. A sale or contract renewal this summer remains possible as he enters the final 12 months of his current deal, according to The Athletic. So, yes, I wouldn't mind Andreas Pereira. I think Andreas Pereira is a good player. I think at Chelsea he can definitely do something and be a replacement for Conor Gallagher. But as for the Atletico links, listen, I think Atletico is a good club for him. I think Simeone would get the best out of him. I think there's a lot of potential for that, but obviously the player wants to stay at Chelsea, and it's blatant obvious that he is a Chelsea fan and he definitely wants to stay here. But the club want to make profit off of them.
I mean, haven't we tried to sign him, but he's rejected the deal as well?
No.
Apparently, that was a rumor.
I read something that it was a little bit clickbait. The club are looking to potentially, if they can't sell him, potentially change their position on him, which would see him sign a new deal. So he hasn't been confident yet, but it's whether Gallagher will accept a potential offer, if you get what I mean. It's unknown yet, depending on what they offer him. I think the club are going to change their position and offer him a new deal after this window. I just have a feeling that we're not going to be able to sell him because it makes no sense for the club to take less than what he's worth. He's had a good season, whether we rate him or not. He's been good. He's overperformed, in my opinion. So I think if there's not a much better option out there, which I don't think there is, that's realistic, I would actually keep him, which sounds crazy to say. I think with Dewsbury Hall, I think with Gallagher, I think with Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo, I think we're well covered there. I think we're giving ourselves an extra issue that we don't need by selling him personally. Unless it was for financial reasons and we need to sell him, different story. I don't think it is anymore. So I would actually be open to keeping him and potentially extending his contract to make him more of an asset in the future.
Chris, what do you think?
It's like I said, I actually don't mind keeping Conor Gallagher at Chelsea and as a backup because I don't think he's a bad backup as a player. But if we can get him for 40, 50 million, I'm not against that. One, he's on 12 months left, so that's a pretty good deal, and yeah, like stuff like that. But I would extend if he can be extended for like 100k round mark wages and happy at Chelsea. I'm for it really, because he's not a bad player. He does I think he listens to instructions pretty well as a player. Yeah, is he one of your like talented players on the ball and stuff? No, but he does do a lot of hard work off the ball and trying to win it back stuff. I know people don't like that, but it does help the team, and especially coming off the bench with like fresh legs, I think that helps a lot. So I'm not like a go cry if he leaves though. Like a lot of people say, Gallagher leaves, we riot or something. I just, he's one of those players who's a decent player. I don't think he's shit. I don't think he's like amazing. I just think he's around the middle. There's nothing. He's not like
he's usable.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he's usable.
He is usable. Though.
You know who else was usable? Freaking Bakayoko.
No,
he was usable.
No.
Drinkwater's usable, bro.
No, he wasn't.
Saul Niguez was usable. Okay?
No,
Bakayoko had like one good game, bro.
Bakayoko's worse on the ball than Gallagher, by the way. Deep that.
Bakayoko.
It was a trainer.
Worst midfielder on the ball.
The coaches. The
It
coaches failed him.
was Conte. He was worse.
Conte failed him.
He was so dead on the ball. He had to keep passing to Kante beside him to do something with it, because he couldn't do nothing with it.
At least Drinkwater scored a screamer.
Drinkwater. Oh my
God. At least
God.
he scored one good goal. At least Drinkwater scored a screamer against Swansea, I remember.
We bought Drinkwater for 35 million back
God, what a terrible year to be alive. Fucking hell.
I can't believe it.
Okay. I'm seeing you guys in the comments. What happened, Chris? I'm seeing you guys in the comments. And Will, because your reaction was a visceral one. What the am I not seeing something from Andreas Pereira that everyone else is seeing?
Bro,
because as far as I'm aware, he's one of the best players on that Fulham team.
I think that Fulham team is sleepwalking towards a relegation battle, though. If I'm being honest, like, I think he's barely a Premier League player. To be honest, I think he's like
he partially carries the Fulham team.
Not really. They're more defensively solid. Like they have Leno, who makes a lot of saves. Tosin, who's left. Polina left. Willian can get 4 goals a year at his age. Jimenez is, no offense to him, literally brain damaged as a player now. Yeah, Wilson can score from set pieces. I think Pereira has nothing to offer for this team. For Fulham, he can have a bit of hero ball and get the odd GA, which can help Fulham in certain moments. At Chelsea, he will not have that freedom. It makes no sense for me, personally. You're overspending on him. He was a flop at Man United as well. I'm not saying that's the be-all and end-all. He's not necessarily young. He's hit his ceiling, and he's very, very average. He's just not very good, in my opinion. And I think you're looking at maybe Marshall. I'm not trying to.
No, Will, just read the private chat real quick, and don't.
Oh, I can't see the private chat. So
I just saw it.
Were you thinking of a different player, Marshall?
I said, shut up, dude. Shut up.
No, I can't read it.
Once I heard it, I was like, fuck, man. I'll hold that. Chat, you might be right, actually, so never mind.
Marshall always getting something different.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all good. We've all been there.
They told me I was getting Neymar, and then they gave me Vinny Jr., bro. Wrong Jr. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll see what Gallagher. I agree with you guys. It's the same thing. Like, he can stay or go. It's all the same for me. I think, well, I am worried about our midfield because I'm seeing our midfield is it's a little dense, but we're going to see what happens with Santos and Cassidy and like all these other players. We're going to see what we have to do with them.
I think we're fine. I think we're fine because I think Nkunku will be used as an attacker, like probably on the left.
He could be. He really could be actually like more attacking, like how Odegaard's using that Arsenal 4-3-3, like something like that, maybe.
Chris, I think because Enzo might get banned, I think we'll start the season. Caicedo, Gallagher, and Dewsbury Hall. I think.
What about Lavia?
He's injured still. Not injured. He's not fully fit. He's not injured. He's not injured. Sorry, he's just not really like.
He just did training.
Ease him in. Sorry.
Okay.
No, he's not injured.
No. I'll be honest with you. I think Lavia starts tonight, and he's gonna be in a pivot with Santos.
If he does start tonight, I don't see why he can't start in the Premier League again. I'll be real, because that's like a few more weeks that like ahead in the Premier League, and that's more games to play.
I think well, I'm not gonna go into a whole prediction thing, but like I think even Akimpong, I think he starts.
Yeah, but he needs to like play minutes because he's young and stuff. He's a right back, right?
Yeah. Is he or a left back? I don't remember.
I was convinced he's a right back, but I'm pretty sure we.
Will, do you remember?
Right back.
Sorry, what was that?
Will, do you remember Akimpong's position? I know you're a homosexual.
Right back and centre back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, gotcha. You didn't hear that.
I might have heard. I'm not an expert.
okay.
I know players. I know not players. I know people that have watched him more than I have. So.
Jesus Christ, Curry. All right, speaking of changing sheets, let's change topic because let's talk about a player that no one knows about either. This will be a short segment, I'm sure. WILEY, here we go. So those of you who do not know, Caleb WILEY, American left back. He is here we go essentially. So this has been cooking up for the last few weeks. Haven't been mentioning it because there's been other topics, and I kind of reserve these stories for like actual confirmed here we goes. But yeah, this is pretty much done. So Chelsea, a few weeks ago, this is how long I've had it. I had this since July 6th. So Chelsea are progressing in talks with Atlanta United to sign left back Caleb WILEY. The plan is to go on loan to Strasbourg. The deal is potentially around £7.8 million. Not done yet, but looking optimistic. We continue on. Chelsea have reached an agreement in principle with Atlanta United to sign left back Caleb WILEY. WILEY is expected to be sent on loan to Strasbourg next season for regular first-team football, according to David Ornstein. Then Caleb WILEY will sign a 7-year contract with Chelsea and go on loan to Strasbourg, according to Ben Jacobs. Then we have official. Chelsea have signed Caleb WILEY from Atlanta United on a 6-year contract with the club option for a further year. And then lastly, Chelsea confirming here, Chelsea have announced the signing of Caleb WILEY. Left back, American. Obviously, a lot of people haven't really seen him much because in the U.S. we have Jedi Robinson playing in that position, who is a talented player. Then on top of it, you have Sergino Dest, who probably is ahead of Caleb WILEY on the totem pole. I haven't seen him play. I don't watch MLS. I think MLS season just started this week, I think. But
was he centre back or forward or? I missed.
Come on, Chris, man. Come on.
It's WILEY, isn't it? I missed it. Sorry. That's why I asked.
Okay.
All right, Chris. He's a left back.
Close.
I said it multiple times. Multiple times I said it. We have selective hearing.
So he's replaced Maatsen.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot about Maatsen. Oh, my God. Yeah, kind of, essentially.
Oh, God.
Heartless. Chris is heartless.
Does
anyone have any opinions on this guy other than me?
I hope you're banning Maatsen. That's all I hope.
He's going to get flipped for profit. He'll help Strasbourg and get flipped. That's my prediction.
You think so for left back?
Probably.
Yeah. Look at Maatsen. We saw him for 35.
He might be good.
I know, but we need a left back.
No, we don't. We have Kukurea and Chilwell.
You need a left back.
No, Chilwell the backup. I mean, if this guy can beat Chilwell and then
Chilwell's not even good enough to be a backup, dude. Come on.
If he stays
fit, but he will be the backup because
Chilwell is this year's Alonso.
Oh, don't you dare compare him. At least Alonso, like
what?
At least Alonso fucking won stuff, man. Don't disrespect.
Wait. Chilwell didn't win shit.
I mean, yeah,
he's worse than Alonso.
Chilwell was very good under Tuchel.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. That was a stupid comment. I'll take it back.
I mean, they're both the same level. Like he was very good that year.
I'm
thinking. I'd argue Alonso is actually slightly better.
No.
Now Alonso then versus Chilwell now.
Nah, you're just forgetting Alonso's last season when Lampard had to teach him how to fucking trap back.
I was thinking of the Alonso chant at Stamford Bridge, and I just got a bit carried away. Right?
He got lost.
But Alonso's prime at Chelsea, like the first year, was better than anything Chilwell's done.
Going forward, yeah, he's better than Chilwell. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, everyone. That was a stupid comment. You know, Chilwell has one thing.
So be unforgivably yourself, Will. Okay.
No, because it was wrong.
I don't think that's the phrasing, by the way.
I'm not gonna just like.
No, what you said isn't wrong. Alonso is a better left back than Chilwell.
No, but I said the reason
technical wise, but not like overall. Chilwell could actually trap back better than Alonso in his prime.
Chilwell last year is worse than Alonso in his last year at
I'd rather have a
there you go. I said it, people.
I disagree. I think it's the same. I think they're both the same. Both can't
I
trap
think you're
back.
wrong, Chris.
You could say argue a little bit better, but it's just like, there's any point? They're both shit.
Alonso had better hair.
No.
Alonso could score a free kick.
Yo, facts. Okay. Well, let's just like run through this then real quick because there's another one you guys don't know about either.
Yeah.
Gabriel Mec. Yeah. So here's a little update on this situation here with Gabriel Mec, player from Gremio. I don't even know what position he plays, to be honest. But let's read about it real quick.
He's a wide attacker, right? Is he?
I don't know. You might know. He might be. You might know more than I do on this one, Will.
Bro, I've never seen him play football, so
I don't watch Gremio anymore. Chelsea have genuine interest. That's good. Chelsea have genuine interest in 16-year-old Gremio talent Gabriel Mec. He's appreciated by many clubs, but Chelsea is pushing. Chelsea are expected to complete the signing of 16-year-old Brazilian talent Gabriel Mec, who is an attacking midfielder, to answer your question, guys. Because I know everyone was just, at the edge of the seat, just wondering what a position this guy plays. Another attacking midfield for Chelsea. Chelsea have presented the project to Brazilian talent Gabriel Mec, and they are confident to make the deal happen. Negotiations underway with the Gremio 2008 born talent camp.
2008. Oh my god. Oh my lord.
2008 born. He's younger than you, Will.
I'm 3 years, bro. I still feel like myself sometimes. And he's 3 years younger. Oh my god.
So
that's our future Chelsea legend, by the way. Just don't disrespect this guy, man. He's a future baller. I know it.
Chris, you're off, right?
Yeah, I am off. Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later, man.
You mentioned,
and Will, if you have to leave, you can leave too.
No, I can stay.
Have fun, guys. Cool. Anyway.
How we going, Chris? All right, and cool. And then the last thing I have here is Chelsea have presented their project to Brazilian talent Gabriel Mec. I already read this pretty much. Okay, this is a double. Negotiations are still ongoing, pretty much. I don't know much about the player, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Another one. Yeah, I don't think many people do. He might be good. I mean, this is the thing too. Like, based on what the perspective I got last time we did a call-in show, it really seems that we're going for the big names, like the future stars, something that like invests really low and get high dividends kind of thing,
Yeah.
And the recruitment team, the scouting, it doesn't seem like it's been bad. It doesn't seem like it's been bad.
It's just a little bit disappointing in some areas, but
I think people are just so used to buying these big name players. But they also keep forgetting now that like PSR rules keep getting stricter and stricter. And I'll give them this. We should have been prioritizing Champions League. We should have started from the get-go, prioritizing Champions League, getting a proper manager, not going for Graham Potter. We should have prioritized that. Keep staying in Champions League.
But Marshall, can I just say one thing? Just one thing. Sure. I don't even really know about the manager point, because I think they made the mistake of keeping Tuchel when they knew he wasn't really the guy, or they thought he might not be the guy. They should have parted ways with him mutually and announced it. However badly the fan base would have reacted, it would have made more sense. Or to wait until after the World Cup when they have their guys in to pick a manager, When you have that break, you've got players coming in, you could use that as almost like a bit of time. We've just made a few decisions and rushed it, I think. It started off being rushed, which means you set back another year. We got that proper manager in Poch. I'm not going to lie, I wanted Poch out of the options. I thought all of them had their pros and cons. And I wanted Poch, and obviously didn't really work out. I don't think any of those options would have worked out. Now you've got Maresca. Maresca, for me, is the right style of coach for what you want. But I'm not convinced he will find that balance and be able to execute his vision quickly. I've seen positive things from him in the Championship and negative things in the Championship, okay? So I'm not even really sure that we're going to be as much as it pains for us to say it, I don't even think we're going to be necessarily results-wise on paper much better than last year. But I think the performances will see improvement, and I think we'll be more solid as a team, and we'll see more positives without. Do you get what I mean? I think now we've got to kind of take our expectations to scratch in a way, and although this is difficult, kind of ignore the last 2 years because it's going to be completely different. Apart from we'll see the same players. I think performances will be more structured. I think we'll see improvements in the players. I don't know if the fan base or the ownership will have the patience when the results don't go well. And at this point, I can't really blame the manager because we've gone from Tuchel to Potter, which is a project, quote unquote, to Poch, which is a proven winner, quote unquote, not a proven winner, but a proven manager, quote unquote. And then you go back to a project manager. I hope this is where they want to go now, and they don't change the vision when it comes to coach again. Because realistically, at this point, do you think we would have been better off keeping Potter and actually keeping that project there, if you get what I mean? Or do you think, because we're kind of just starting from scratch each season, and I don't know if that will work again. I think they've got to back this guy, whether we like it or not.
I agree. I agree with that. I'm glad you asked what you asked about. Do you think we would have been better off staying with Potter?
And I wanted Potter sacked as well. I think he still deserved to be sacked, but it's just like going from a project to a proven, from proven to project to proven to project. I really, if they sack this guy, the sporting directors need to be sacked, or the people making decisions on this appointment need to be sacked, because you can't sack Potter, with a squad that you don't even really want to give him, and then do you get what I mean? You can't do that and then go back to a project. It just feels weird for me. And I'm not saying Potter is good enough. I'm glad he got sacked because we've got now a young manager. But last season just felt like a waste of time. Really a waste of time outside of Palmer and maybe like Jackson, Gusto, etc. Waste of time. Back to square one.
So here's a few things that I want to add to it. There was an ESPN interview that Maresca did after the press conference, an ESPN exclusive interview, and he mentioned the Chelsea fans being patient, which I think you're gonna have to be patient now, whether you like it or not, Chelsea fans, because listen, even if I don't like the football that Enzo plays, even if I think Enzo isn't the guy, at the end of the day, the ownership are going to do whatever the fuck they want to do, which we've seen already with ticket prices, with the paying for the streams, with the sale of Chalobah, so on and so forth. Like, there is now very little room for sentiment in this club, which is kind of like, honestly, you kind of have to be ruthless when it comes to, doing what you want to envision yourself doing for the club and all this and that. When I look back at the last 2 years of this ownership, I feel like they weren't ready to buy Chelsea. I think it was an opportunity by which we all know, like, no one saw this coming. If this was going to happen, it was, people probably envisioned it happening as something more seamless, like it would have been
before. They wanted to invest in London. I think that's their track record. Like, they invested heavily in LA and
I think as a result of that, though, right? Like, I think had this gone to plan, had this gone like actually like the proper way where you sell a club on, I think this would have been a sale that happened over the course of 2 to 3 years, right? They would have had the people lined up and ready to go. The sale was confirmed going to happen, and then eventually going to be the transition of power happening. I think as a result of it happening the way it did, Boehly took over when he had very limited knowledge of what was going on. He was basing decision off of Jorge Mendes and all these people he met and had fancy dinners with, and all this stuff came as like a maverick in a sense into the Premier League FA side of things, kind of feeling it out and just going off of the hip, really. As a result, we signed a lot of players that we ended up selling, And as a result, we got Potter because at the time, Potter was a hot commodity. And that was where the first mistake happened, is we got Potter, right? Or we sacked Tuchel, really, instead of sticking with him and seeing what will work out and then going on. I think then, well, to answer your question, now in hindsight, Potter probably should have stayed, and we probably could have built something off of Potter. I think he eventually would have grown a backbone. I think we eventually would have been okay. But that he's not here anymore. So
it's hindsight as well. Like
it's hindsight.
How
yeah.
bad it could have got between.
Yeah. But not even that. I think in terms of like really building a project, Enzo Maresca mentioned the patience of the Chelsea fans, but he mentioned Arteta. He mentioned Pep, all of which like they weren't successful in their first few seasons. It took them a while to get to the point where they're at right now. And I want to add Jurgen Klopp to that. I think if we want to see success with Maresca, whether we like it or not, the ownership understand or potentially see that, okay, we're going to have to give this time and see what happens in a few years. Now, with the Pochettino thing, I think Pochettino was a placeholder until they found a proper manager to take a project with, until they started building the spine, per se, like the Enzo. We needed to get Enzo. We need to get Caicedo. We want to get these players in already. So I think Pochettino, almost like Vieira, I don't think Vieira was their ideal guy. I think they were looking to see what manager they were actually going to give that time to. They finally found Enzo Maresca. They gave it to Enzo, and now they're going to build around Enzo, which is why Vieira got sacked, or Vieira left on mutual consent. So now I think that they have the proper people in place. Bowley hired Wayne Stanley, Lawrence Stewart. They decided, you know what? And even, what's his face? The one that went to United now, Vivell. To a certain extent, now he had a say, and he's like, okay, yeah, I don't think Potter's the guy. I think now that there is a structure, now the structure's taking over, not Bowley. So the structure rectified the Potter mistake. They put in a placeholder until they could find the proper manager to take into like a project. They finally found Enzo Maresca. They signed him. Potter left. Vieira's gone. They're going to sign someone else that also aligns with that project. And now I think the future is going to be we're going to hold on to Enzo Maresca unless it gets really, really bad. And then hopefully down the line, if not already this season, because I think this season we should be getting top 4 regardless. If not down the line, we'll potentially see more success. That's what I'm hoping for, based on the hindsight and seeing the bigger picture now and understanding it a little better.
I think me and you are on the same pages, and we're both not overly sold on the appointment, but we get it to a degree.
Yeah,
you get what I mean. And we're not swayed either way.
I wanted Amarin.
Yeah, like we're not really like swayed either way. Like I see so many people that saying, slandering him, saying, oh, like being overly sold. I'm not really like, I don't really care about the training videos, if I'm being honest. Like, I can't.
Well, I need like content, so I was bored because we're not watching football now. There's no Euros or anything.
I do like how he speaks, but I'm sick of a lot of. There's so many coaches out there that can speak a good game, and they struggle for a while to execute it. So I'm just going to see. I'm going to back him because at the end of the day, I kind of feel bad for him in a sense. This is an awful job to take over. It's exciting for him to work with these young players, but there's a lot of pressure. Whether he likes it or not, there is a lot of pressure, especially after Poch had a little bit of a purple patch at the end of the season. So a lot of people in the British media are definitely going to be questioning, they sacked Poch after it goes wrong. Sorry?
The players had a purple patch.
Well, yeah, but Poch's results, there's a purple patch in the results. So there's going to be people questioning him if it doesn't start well over that, saying, why did Chelsea sack Poch, etc., although we know why. It's a big job, you know.
I think
I wish him the best.
I think something that comes with maturity, right, in general, and just interacting with people, that, you know, is something that you start to pick up on, is when you can tell people are being genuine or not. And whenever I heard Pochettino speak, from the very get-go, I could always tell that he was just saying things that was going to make the fan base happy.
He's a politician.
And that he knew. It was like political, that he knew he needed to say. When I hear Enzo Maresca speak, I can tell when he's capping, but I can also tell when he's being genuine to an extent. Obviously, I don't know the guy. It's not a perfect system, but I feel like he genuinely has an idea of what he wants to do, and that he did say he's going to try. He understands that he may not succeed in getting us top 4, but he's going to at least try, and that I give him respect for at least being honest about that. But after seeing the press conference yesterday as well, I think he's going to do a good job, and we'll see. Obviously, I know all the managers have to play a game, and it's like what you said, like, you know, you have to talk a big game and all that stuff. But based on those videos, you know, it's giving me more proof to say, like, okay, like, this guy's doing something. I've seen Lampard train. I've seen Potter train. I've seen Pochettino train. This guy reminds me of how Tuchel used to train. Like, when you could hear Tuchel actually shouting out instructions, the whole thing with, remember when Tuchel first came in, like, he was doing those drills with the tennis ball in the hands to not do shirt pulling anymore, fouls. Like, there's like innovation in his training. I'm seeing the same thing with Enzo.
You make me shed a tear thinking about when Tuchel came in.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I knew I would do that. Like, I was tugging on the heartstrings a little bit. But I see I see similarities in the way Enzo is training, Maresca's training. Like, the other training they were doing this training, and I'm seeing the players have fun and, like, going about, like, they're not taking this super serious. Well, they are taking it seriously, but they're having fun at the same time. Like, I think he's winning over these players as well, which is important. And I'm seeing them doing these training where, like, oh, you can't let me grab the as you guys call it in the UK, like, you can't let me grab the big from behind you, and you see one player trying to grab that. I didn't see that kind of training from any other manager. I also never heard the manager speak as nearly as much as I'm hearing Maresca speak in these training videos. So, like, I think the communication aspect is so super important, and especially when it comes to developing these players and getting them going and believing in the project and working and having a good system. So I'm optimistic on Maresca, and I think that also plays into a big part of players' development, which brings me to the next topic. Andrey Santos. So Andrey Santos, apparently there's a buy option in his contract, which let's discuss it. Let's actually discuss it. Let's see if it's true. Andrey Santos will return to Chelsea after spending 2024-2025 season on loan to Strasbourg, no doubts. Clear plan as Chelsea senior sources deny any buy option clause included in the loan move. Andrey will do U.S. tour under Maresca, then travel to sign for Strasbourg again. I think that means a loan. This source here came out, or one of these sources came out and said Strasbourg has an option to buy with the loan to Andrey Santos, which we find out from Fabrizio. Senior sources at Chelsea deny any buy option clause included in the Strasbourg loan move for Andrey Santos, which goes back to what Ahmed said at a previous show. I don't think this player is going to be sold. I think he's going to be they actually want to integrate this player into the team.
Yeah, probably when maybe when they sell, maybe if they can sell someone, maybe that's why they want to potentially put Gallagher on the market. I don't know. Maybe because he's not been sold. Although I said earlier I predict him to stay Gallagher, which I do for at least another year.
He might get the same treatment as Chalobah. Time will tell.
Yeah, but I think if they do that, I think they're worried about Gallagher's price dropping. Maybe. But then again, if they thought about that, they'd take Chalobah. So I don't really know. I think it's because also they're more... I think because there's less positions for the right side centre-back. Yeah. You get what I mean? I think maybe that's why.
How do you feel about Santos, though? Are you excited for this player? Like, are you actually surprised he's going back on loan?
A little bit, but I get it. I'm not going to be angry or upset. I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans upset. But yeah, he looks like a very good player, to be honest. It looks like when I saw him in what I liked about him in pre-season last year was he seemed very comfortable at keeping the ball and doing a lot of the basics and not necessarily trying too much, if you get what I mean. He scored a lot of goals. I've seen him play a little bit of a different role for Chelsea compared to in the Brazil team. I've seen him play, obviously, because they used his height to an advantage of set pieces. I remember him scoring a few headers. But he looks like a very comfortable player on the ball.
I like that about him.
Yeah, I think he looks very good. I don't know how good he'll be. I'm not like an expert on him. Again, I want to see Strasbourg more this season than I did last. So I'll track his progress. And
How are you going to watch Strasbourg? There's no TV deal.
No, in the UK we do, don't we? Yeah, we have a deal in the UK, I think. I think it's just in France, I don't know, which is the most important one. I'm pretty sure they've signed with Discovery in the UK.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I've not been told otherwise, but I might be wrong.
I don't watch Ligue 1. You do. I don't.
Yeah, bro, it's actually easier to watch Italian, French, and in the UK than it is for... We get most of those games compared to the some of the Prem games that don't get shown.
Yeah, so I like he gives me the same when Badiashile came into the club, the calmness he has on the ball. Andrey Santos gives me that same exact feeling, which I like a lot. So I'm excited to see what this player can do. I was kind of disappointed to hear that he's actually going to get loaned again, but I kind of knew it was going to happen because he came out at the end of last season saying he wants to go back, which is fine. I mean, that's fine. I think you need to play more and develop more and find yourself. I think last season you thought, and I say you as in me speaking to Santos, you really thought you thought that you wanted a loan move to play. You kind of didn't force a move, but you asked the club to loan you out to Nottingham Forest, essentially, and it didn't work out for you. And as a result, you lost half the season of progress, and you picked up for it at Strasbourg. But yeah, I think the club are moving in a better direction in terms of like what we're gonna do for loans and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the player. I can't wait to see him tonight. Hopefully, he does play tonight. I think he might even start, to be honest, because you never know. I feel like with these preseason games, you're never gonna have your strongest 11 on that pitch. The first,
especially against Wrexham. You won't you won't really see a strong team, and probably until the Inter game.
A lot of it's just throwing paint at a wall, and when it comes to the players, it's gonna be really random. That's why I'm thinking like. We might even see Akinpong start. Just like last year we saw Burstow start.
Yeah.
If you remember. Or not, was it Burstow?
Who was the center back? So I don't know. I know he scored in that game.
Yeah. I remember was it Bashir Humphreys. I'm thinking of Humphreys, not Burstow.
Burstow played up front for one of the games, though, I think.
Yeah, he did. I'm thinking Humphreys. Humphreys started the Wrexham game. I believe last year.
Probably again as well.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the preseason game tonight. I don't know, Will. You're not gonna be awake, are you?
Yeah, I will. I don't have.
Oh shit! All right, hey, come on Discord. You already know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, don't do the thing that you're being told to do.
Yeah,
like Chelsea.
I thought I wasn't gonna make it, but I'm wide awake, so.
There you go, man. Well, we'll see in a few hours. But all right, cool. Let's go to the last topic. All right, ladies and gents, we've had a good audience here today. Thank you guys for watching the show today. Not a very long show because obviously there wasn't much to talk about in terms of news. But hey, still a good show. We had some good conversations. Be sure to smash the like button if you haven't done so already. But I know people are going to ask, so we have to bring it up. We should probably talk about the goalkeeper situation. So, Jorgensen in, Petrovic out. I'm interested to see what you think about this, Will. But anyways, let's go to a few other goalkeeper links and targets as well. According to DiMarzio's team, Chelsea are informed on the conditions of the deal for Dian Ramage as they work down a list of potential options for new goalkeeper. Haven't heard about this link since, so take it with a very, very small pinch of salt. We continue on. Chelsea are also in the market for a goalkeeper who is a good fit for Maresca's style of play. Aaron Ramsdale and James Trafford have been ruled out as targets. Philip Jorgensen is one to watch here. So yeah, Ramsdale, and I'm so happy that this has been ruled out.
Yeah.
Trafford, I don't know much about Trafford, but you guys mentioned earlier he is a good ball playing
Trafford's a weird
goalkeeper.
He impressed in the under-21 Euros. He actually saved the penalty, which won it for England.
That's true. I remember that.
And he's got a lot of friends at the club. Obviously, young English players like Levi.
Cole, right? Cole's one of them.
Yeah, Levi Madueke, he was in that team. So was Palmer. At the
Palmer
time.
as well, yeah. But yeah, continuing on. Oh wow, this is a Ben Jacobs tweet. Why am I surprised? Anyways, so on Petrovic, Genoa have been alerted that Chelsea goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic could be available this summer as Nazar Kinsella called. However, a move is unlikely since Genoa are ideally not looking for a loan. Having sold goalkeeper Joseph Martinez to Inter, they want a permanent replacement and can't afford Petrovic. Chelsea are assessing their keepers in preseason. This was always the plan to give Maresca time to work with the first team at hand, with them firsthand. Should Chelsea add another goalkeeper, Burnley's James transfer, Valencia's Georgi Mamardashvili, Villarreal's Philip Jorgensen are all appreciated. Jorgensen extended his contract in June until 2029, but it has a £35 million release clause, which is interesting because we've been spending so much on goalkeepers when you think about it.
Yeah.
Georgi Petrovic is emerging as a surprise candidate to be sold. There are doubts at Chelsea about his suitability for Maresca's style of football, and clubs are fielding inquiries about his availability. This is from The Athletic. So
quite reliable.
Yeah. So it looks like Petrovic is going to get sold and not loaned out. Just a few more tweets before we actually get into this. Exclusive. Chelsea make initial approach for Villarreal's Philip Jorgensen as potential new goalkeeper. Talks started on players' side with Swedish goalkeeper keen on move. Early stages. He's one of 4 names under consideration. Mads Hermansson also appreciated. No talks on Mamardashvili. Philip Jorgensen is keen on moving to Chelsea, and talks have started but are in the early stages. He's one of, okay, I'm reading the same thing again. Philip Jorgensen already said yes to Chelsea last week. He wants to move. Chelsea and Villarreal in talks after 20 million bids sent today as revealed. So earlier we had Romano saying 20 million euro offer to Villarreal for Philip Jorgensen. He's on the list of potential. All right. Anyways, more on Philip Jorgensen's exclusive story. Chelsea have reached an agreement with Philip Jorgensen's camp on personal terms, long-term contract ready after OM asking for him. Oh, Marseille asking for him. Chelsea want to be fast for Danish goalkeeper. Jorgensen has also started following Chelsea on Instagram today, which, Instagram. But I thought that was Marseille, but I wasn't. I was kind of hesitant.
I thought it was. I thought Fabrizio was taking the piss when he was talking about him following us on Instagram. Like, it's just funny.
Yeah, I think it's a weird thing to add. I know, but I guess we'll just get straight to the meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah.
Will, how do you feel about Petrovic potentially just being sold now?
I'm delighted. I think him and Sanchez are similar level of goalkeeper, personally. I think they're both crap, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't really care. I think Sanchez is harder to move on. That's probably why he's not going. And they probably believe that he's better on the ball for whatever reason. Although we've known him this season to be bad on the ball. So, I've not seen Jorgensen last year. I'll be so honest. All I know is that he's got a high short pass accuracy. And he struggles with long balls, apparently, from an article I read. But, you know, again, like, I've seen more of Hermansson from Leicester. Again, I'm not really sold. I think he's way too expensive. He probably is a decent goalkeeper, but just too expensive. 45 million, ridiculous. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, there's a big price on that Hermansson.
Jorgensen, he could be good. Again, like, personally, I wouldn't really like want any of these goalkeepers. But then again, I don't really know. Like, so I can't really say much, to be honest. Like, I'd love a Diogo Costa or a player of that caliber goalkeeper, but they obviously don't want a player like Costa because he's too expensive, realistically. Would Costa want to go to Chelsea when maybe other clubs who can pay higher wages will want him in a year's time? Would Chelsea want to go and bid high for Marshalldbdx after the Euros, and also he's not really a strong ball player. You know, it's a bit of a shitty market, and I'm hoping that we've just gone for the player that will suit us the most, who's cheap and young.
But this is where I go back to what I said earlier, right? About, and I've been saying this for a while now. I think once the season ended, I kind of came to terms with like, okay, I'm seeing now more how this plan is working out. It goes back to what I said, guys. As we keep moving forward with the project, as this club starts making more and more decisions, I start really seeing what they're planning. And
yeah,
Petrovic was never really meant to be. I think Petrovic was always going to be a potential goalkeeper for the club, but I think the intention was always to get a potential player that could potentially be sold or could potentially start for the team. We have to remember, and by the way, where is Slonina in all this?
I think he's going to be flipped then, probably. I think
he might be sold.
With Petrovic, it's like, you might as well just loan him, because although I'm not his biggest fan, or maybe I'm a bit harsh on him, I just think he made some crucial errors last year that fucking cost us.
Yeah, he did.
But again, he's young, so you might as well loan him if you don't want him in the first team now, because you might get a small loan fee. He'll play. He will probably play in a team like, was it Genoa you said before? Genoa would actually, or a team like that, a lower team like that would be actually perfect for a goalkeeper like him, because he's not an awful shot stopper. Yeah, he's not terrible. He's not a terrible shot stopper. So he will face a lot of shots, which means he will probably look better with a crap defense. Do you get what I mean? So loan him if he wants to go to that team. Loan him, get him games, and flip him. Don't be holding out for a fee that you're not going to get for a keeper who's played 1 year of football in a top 5 league. Don't do it.
Yeah, but you know, the one thing I was also going to allude to with Petrovic is, I know people are upset that we're selling him. I get it. He's a good goalkeeper. But if he doesn't fit listen, in an ideal world, I'd rather sell Sanchez and keep Petrovic. But we're not living in an ideal world. I don't think we're going to sell on Sanchez. I think Sanchez gets a lot more crap than he deserves because the errors he made were very, very costly errors. But it's not like I'm going to pretend like and I'm not comparing the two. I understand Alisson is a way better keeper. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Alisson didn't make stupid fucking errors like that in big games as well. Like, Alisson just made an error like that in Copa America, okay? But going back, and this isn't even about Sanchez, but seeing that Petrovic can be sold, we have Kepa on the books, Slonina somewhere. We have a lot of goalkeepers, too. You got to remember, too, we got Petrovic from MLS, and no one rated him prior to coming to this club. So it goes again, what I said earlier as well, or what I've been mentioning it for a long time now, is recruitment teams seem to have a pulse on what players are good and what not. So again, I feel like Jorgensen might actually be a good goalkeeper. They actually might see something that they don't see in Petrovic, right? And again, no one was people saw us get Petrovic, and I remember Chelsea Twitter at the time was like, "Oh, what about Slonina? Why are we getting this player? Like another useless signing and all that stuff." Now, the transcript or the script has flipped, and now people are upset that we're selling Petrovic, which understandably so. The player's a good player,
I think, because Sanchez, has made errors that are more blatant. I think, with like especially on the ball, but Petrovic normally just plays long, doesn't he?
Yeah, for the most part.
I think equally, he made more, maybe not more errors, but he still made errors.
He made a handful of ones, yeah.
But they were less blatant, I think, to people because he's not Sanchez, and I think people wanted to be critical of Sanchez.
I mean, the one that stands out like a sore thumb is obviously the Arsenal error.
Yeah, and also against Sheffield United, he scored an own goal for not covering his near post properly. Against Burnley, I'm pretty sure he made a little bit of a cluster, which could have done potentially better. Sanchez also at the start of the season made some very good saves, and he did claim the ball well at times. Yeah, I'm not saying he shouldn't be criticised or even back up, but like people are just a little bit hypocritical. I think both need to be like replaced personally.
Damn.
But I think people just want to hate on Sanchez because he should be better by the experience, which is fine.
No, I get that.
But don't act like Petrovic is also good enough, because they've both made mistakes and both made costly errors.
I always go back to this, Will. I feel like people who don't rate Sanchez never actually watched Sanchez play in Brighton. And when Sanchez was actually playing in Brighton under Potter, he was an amazing goalkeeper.
He was decent, yeah. I liked him at Brighton.
But I think he was a top goalkeeper in the Premier League at one point.
Like, maybe, but I'm not even saying that he's like. I'm not trying to defend Sanchez. I just want the same level of like fairness. Sanchez, I remember at some point, and I don't want people to lie about this. We were saying that Sanchez was more of a bargain than Onana, which he still probably was because of the price. But you know what I mean? People were actually happy. I remember against Fulham, there was the picture of him claiming the ball, and everyone made it their profile picture, and everyone was loving it because he could claim a ball and he had the presence quite unquote.
I mean, he still can. Whereas I've seen Petrovic make errors from claiming balls, which has been,
and
scary.
Also like what happened was Sanchez was trying to be a little bit too brave, a little bit too big for his boots on the ball, and it cost us in a derby. That's what happened, and then that's when the agenda started. And then he made
it was there from the beginning, but
But you get what I mean. Like,
I get what you're saying.
They both should be criticised. I don't think either are good enough to start.
I want to see what Maresca can do with Sanchez. But honestly, if we're gonna get Philip Jorgensen, I want Philip Jorgensen to be number one. I'll be honest with you. I want to see what this scouting can do in terms of like finding the right talent. And listen, this scouting recruitment team, they got us Petrovic, and he was an MLS player.
I think at the very least, I think
Petrovic is good, by the way, Will.
If Sanchez does play, I think at least he'll have more opportunities to play the ball short, because I think the structure should be better in build-up. So
I said that. People laughed at me when I said that. I said
that
That's
before as well. The most important thing about build-up is having more options and being able to progress the ball comfortably. That's literally the most important bit. So
I think maybe I feel chat. You heard it. I feel like last season, maybe Sanchez is actually good on the ball, right? I feel like last season the structure failed him to an extent.
If I both of them, Petrovic, who I don't think is great, like he Do you remember in the cup final, he had to hoof the ball. Literally, we couldn't even, apart from really playing it long, we struggled to, at times, to even get past the first phase, man. So there were times where he had to play the ball very long, and I think he's less brave than Sanchez on the ball. I think Sanchez sometimes is a bit too brave, but I think the coach will respect that. I think that's why he's going to be kept in the squad and rotated. And again, I'm not trying to suck off Sanchez. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. Like, he's made a lot of mistakes, and he ultimately is probably a backup level. But I think any keeper should look better with how the shape will be.
He's not world class, but when you look at how much we spend on goalkeepers so far, and there's that argument too that people are saying, like, if you had just put all that money and spent it on like Maignan or Acosta, then you would be in a better place right now. And I think you got to remember, though, to people that are thinking that way, I think the club, they instead of buying one mega asset, they'd rather buy multiple smaller assets and potentially double their money in terms of, like, again, Joey said this the best. We got to remember, like, this club, the way it's run now, until we get a nice shiny stadium and until we're global, as big as like Man United when it comes to like making money and being like a global brand, which we like. Chelsea's big, don't get me wrong, but are Chelsea as like global as United?
I think no. It's just like, I think they're banking on Reece, Palmer, And like these young players, and like Levi, especially as well, and Esteval and Pires, they will be like the big names, especially Palmer. Palmer in England, Marshall. I know, like he's obviously popular anyway, bro. I've seen people that never watch football in their life do his celebration, bro.
The Cole Palmer celebrations worldwide now. That's how big Cole Palmer's blown up.
Yeah, he could be a superstar if he has another great season. He will get so many lucrative like brand deals. He
might bench Bukayo Saka in the starting England squad. That could happen. We'll see. I mean, that's a conversation for the future. We've only seen one season of him. Let's see him do it again.
No, also, do you remember Mendy under Thomas Tuchel? His ball playing was serviceable. Wasn't great, but it was serviceable.
He did make me nervous, though.
His ball playing from Lampard to Tuchel.
Bro, I remember watching Athletico Madrid the first tie and seeing Mendy's ball playing, and I was like, dude, I'm about to shit myself. So, no, he made me nervous, bro. Like, I don't know about serviceable, but it was definitely nerve-wracking to watch that guy.
It was better under Tuchel than it was under Lampard, definitely.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's going back to Petrovic. It stinks because like he's a good player, but if the recruitment does a good job and Jorgensen comes in and is better, we're gonna forget we even had Petrovic.
But also the same thing as if Jorgensen comes in and is crap, which I'm not saying he's gonna be. If he comes in, I still understand why they tried to sign that profile player. I know what his fan base will do, They'll be like, why did we get rid of Petrovic? Why did we get rid of... We should be getting rid of Petrovic, realistically, because he's not the profile of goalkeeper that we need.
That is true.
So, like, even if the replacement is wrong, we're just going to have to firm it and get another replacement and hope it's until it works. That's what we're going to have to do, which is shit, and it may not be, like, really sustainable, but... it is what it is. I think football fans are going to be very... they're not going to look at the profile player. They're going to think Petrovic did a decent job with his shot stopping most of the time. They're not... Like, they think two wrongs equal a right or two right. Do you get what I mean? It's like...
Yeah.
They think that because if Jorgensen isn't good, they'll think that selling Petrovic was wrong, although that's not how it works.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Time will tell. Like you mentioned it already. The goalkeeping market isn't great, and there's a lot of overpriced goalkeepers out there. So, I let's wait. Let's see what happens. Let's see what our recruitment team cooks up. Let's see if Maresca can actually get improvement on Sanchez or Jorgensen or whoever we end up getting. But and listen, you can blame Kepa for everything too, because if Kepa was off the books, I'm sure this would be a totally different scenario. But that being said, ladies and gents, that's a show. I don't think there's anything else we can mention or talk about or even bring up that is needed, really. I'm excited for preseason. I'm excited to see the match tonight. Not that it matters, but Will, what do you think the score is going to be?
6-0 to Chelsea.
God damn.
It is against Wrexham, right? It's against Wrexham.
I know. But Wrexham have improved, man.
Yeah, but we should beat them 6-0.
All right, fair enough.
Respectfully. Maybe 6-1. I'll give them a goal. For their fans. For the right.
I was gonna say 6-2. 6-2, I think, is gonna be my prediction.
Fucking minerals, bruv.
So yeah, we'll see. Because I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with Wrexham this season. I think if they get another promotion, that'd be insane. But yeah, man, no watch-alongs.
Disney Plus money, man. Disney Plus
I know, right? I actually got to look into the game. I got to make sure it's actually on ESPN Plus, so I'm going to do some research after the stream. But yeah, no watch-along here. If you wanted to see a watch-along, check out Ahmed's channel. Ahmed is going to be doing a watch-along. I'll be watching the game with Ahmed as well. So go and check that out. Also join the Discord because, you know... we're gonna be watching the game on the Discord. So if you haven't done so already, Casually FC Discord down below. Carefree Lewis Discord with Joey also gonna have it. Whatever you guys prefer, it's gonna be there. That's a way to watch it with us, allegedly. Yeah, there you go. JC's already on the Discord. So hey, Will's already on the Discord. I'm on the Discord. all the proper casuals are on the Discord, all right?
All the Casually FD goats, man. Chris,
yeah.
Oliver, Prime.
And I still argue to this day that Casually FC is probably the best Chelsea Discord out there. I'm just going to put it out with chest. I think we are the best Chelsea Discord out there. So we have a great community. We're super active. Like, I don't see other
too long, man. I'm on that Discord too many days of the week.
I don't see very many other Chelsea Discords that are as active as ours. So yeah, we will be there. Yeah, and hey, shh. We don't need to. What happens is the Discord stays in the Discord. So me and Ahmed might have deafened just so we don't have to fucking exploit what happens in the Discord. just leave that. As Said would say, shush. But yeah, ladies and gents, check it out. If you haven't done so already, smash the like button. All right, it helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Let's try to get out there because we're trying to get to 3K. I've been trying so hard to get to 3K for so long. So let's just get it. I'm antsy. Listen, I know I got to stream more often, and I was gonna stream tomorrow, but I realized I have a work meeting. But we'll react to the Wrexham game on Sunday. We'll start the show with the reaction to the Wrexham game, and then we'll get to the news. So Casually FC will be a partial game reaction as well as the actual show. But yeah, no show on Thursday to react to the game. We'll be reacting to it on Sunday when we discuss it with our news. But yeah, check that out. Smash the like button, subscribe. We're on our way to 3K, like I said. Check out the links in the description. You'll find a Discord on there and all the other stuff. Check out Ahmed's channel as well, where we'll be doing a watch along for that. And also, ladies and gents, be also sure to leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed. And memberships, which I'm so sorry, I forgot to do this last show. But yeah, shout out to our proper casual and higher tiered members, which is Will, who is in the panel with me, so big up Will, Uncle Jester FC, EE, Hassan Nawaz, Dark, Adrian, A Soliman, and Scott. Big up to you guys, our proper casuals, and big up to everyone else who's also a member. You help us out with this channel tremendously. You have no idea. I'm planning on making more emojis for you guys, but in order for us to unlock more emojis, we need more members. So it's this weird way how YouTube works. I wish I could just give you a bunch, but YouTube is weird. But anyways, guys, keep on subscribing, keep on becoming members. It all helps us out tremendously. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. We're going to raid out to United Spurs of America because he's a fraud and we need to help him find the truth in his fraudness. So yeah, be sure. This guy's on YouTube right now arguing with someone who is arguing with him in his chat in Korean, and he is Google translating the Korean on stream. So please go. This is why I love him as a content creator. He's just hilarious. Go and show him some love, even though he's a Spurs fan. We love him, and yeah. We'll catch you again. If you haven't already, go to the Bridge 258. We'll catch you on the watch along. If not, we'll see you on Sunday for the Casually Chelsea show and all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a wonderful night. Stay casual. Peace.